Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing this fine Tuesday, August 4th? Wow, time flies when you're having fun. 2026. It is 11:47 a.m. It's so funny because I keep pushing these streams back later and later because there's just so much other stuff going on. But yep, got another show for you today. Pretty much all based on the bricks and the minifig situation. And things are not calming down. It seems actually like things are escalating. Okay. So I have a few things I want to talk to y'all about today, but a large theme of today's episode is going to, or today's show is going to be about the actual Lego company relationship with bricks and minifigs, because I have now been made aware of some stuff that was going on that I did not know about. And this is now, I guess, technically speaking, about 4 day old news, but 3 day old news or whatever. But I think y'all are going to find it to be interesting. If you haven't already heard of it, I think you'll definitely find it interesting. And I actually found some stuff that I didn't see covered already that has been developing over the last day or two. So, I wanted to address, there was like a comment in here, possibly Nell said, I'm really excited for this week to see what Ben Gorman was hinting at with his last video. Sounds like a document drop. So that's interesting to me. I didn't get a chance to see Ben Gorman's video. Believe it or not, I don't get to see a lot of people's videos who make videos on this saga. I'll see like a few videos here and there, but that's kind of actually that's good. Reading some y'all's comments. That's kind of actually, what made me aware of this situation now is that people were making videos, and one of them was like kind of a more of a shorter video. So I was able to watch it. Yeah. Okay. So this is a channel that I have spotlighted on the show before. Total AFOL, AFOL. He's done some really cool work, specifically this interview that I still need to finish watching with the former manager of the Boise, Idaho store. As you can see, just scrolling through, he's made quite a few really cool and some of the more important videos here. He talked about which one was it? The Mormon Mafia front. I think it was this one right here. Real owner exposed. He had the card, the business card. Oh my god, this is such a funny. This is set. Brandon, Ammon, and Josh. And he's drinking freedom of speech juice. That's so funny. So shout out to him. I believe his name is Ethan. So shout out to him at Total AFOL. And this video right here I wanted to share with y'all. Look at the views. I hyped it last night. Last night I saw it had I don't know how many views it had when I first shared it. But I hyped it, and I did share it on my posts, like on my, YouTube posts or whatever, and I was like, this video is important. And so the title of the video is, Did Lego Just Pull the Plug on Bricks and Minifigs? Has 109,000 views. Shout out to him. And congrats to him, too, that he has broken well over 1,000 subscribers on his channel. I know he made a post about that, saying that he was excited. Let's see, 9 days ago. So I found that to be very exciting for the channel over there. So this video right here is kind of what launched today's whole entire live stream, today's whole entire live show. I mean, we do have a couple other things that I want to cover if we get to it, but without further ado, let me just show y'all this video. I did link his video down below if y'all want to go and watch it without me stopping it and without my commentary. It's linked in the description box down below. So I am going to pretty much watch the substantial majority of this video. I'll speed it up to 1.25 times, but I'm going to be pausing it and talking and stuff like that. So if you want to catch his full video without any interruptions, it's over there on his channel. I linked it down below. Shout out to him.
What's up, A-Fools? Ethan here. August 1st has come and gone, arguably the biggest Lego release drop of the year.
Okay. Very important. Very important. Now, apparently, no, that's not Dan Harmon. That's Ethan from Total AFOL. And AFOL means adult fan of Lego. So this is like a Lego channel, okay? Um so let me just show y'all. Cuz the context, the sort of setting of this story, the setting up of the context is the most important part of it to me. In my opinion, I find it to be the most important. Because this isn't just any old run of the mill, every day, every week, every even month situation. There are a few days of the year that are extremely important for, any retail store, but specifically, within this Lego niche. There are a few days of the year that are very important. So I typed in biggest Lego drop days of the year, right? I mean, before this, I couldn't have told you a Lego from a hole in the ground, okay? I didn't know nothing about a Lego. I don't even think I had Legos as a kid. I definitely played with them with boy cousins or whatever, but rarely. All right. So I'm not a Lego expert. So I'm like, all right. So biggest Lego drop days of the year. This is AI overview, but then they do give their sources here. Biggest Lego drop day of the year is August 1st. Alongside secondary major launch waves on January 1st and June 1st. On these dates, LEGO releases massive seasonal waves containing 80 to over 100 sets. And they release all these at once. It's like a huge boom, here's a bunch of sets, right? Now, there's apparently 3 different big moments for LEGO drops each year. The absolute biggest drop of the year is August 1st. This is the summer and fall sets, exclusive large-scale builds, and special gift with purchase items. Pokemon, City, Technic, Star Wars. Okay, there's 2 other big drop days of the year. Of course, New Year's Day. This is a massive New Year kickoff drop featuring major line refreshes, modular buildings. June 1st is also the 3rd of the big major Lego drop dates. A huge mid-year summer wave. Now, that one's already come and gone. And if you think about June 1st and how the timing of June 1st worked out, BAM dropped his part 1 May 21st. Part 2 came out, I don't know if it was to Patreon or YouTube, but it was around May 29th or 30th. And that's the date on the part 2 video. Now, between part 1 and part 2, he posted 2 or 3 other update videos. And the American Fork Police came out and made their, ASMR statement. So, June 1st was a major PR crisis moment for Bricks and Minifigs. Perhaps the biggest crisis moment of this whole entire thing, because it was the first hit. Now it's just like, oh, it got worse. Oh, it's getting worse. Oh, this is bad. Oh, it's even worse. Oh, it's escalating. Oh my God, he's never going to get out. Oh, they're cooked. But at first, when the part 1 came out and then the part 2 came out, oh man, everybody was looking at the brick and the minifig. Now, if you fast forward to today in time, August, if you fast forward to today in time, many people following this story and many people not following it that closely have developed a sense of, we'll say, empathy or compassion for some of the franchise owners. Why? Well, because we've been now afforded the opportunity to have the time to look at the franchise disclosure document. We have now had a chance to see the operations manual. We have had a chance to see that many former Bricks and Minifigs owners have been involved in litigation with Bricks and Minifigs. So now, today, people are like, maybe Bricks and Minifigs corporate is like should be considered and treated separately and differently than Bricks and Minifigs each individual location. So if you fast forward back in time to around June, people weren't saying that. I mean, I would be saying stuff like that. Like, if Eamon McNeff is abusing or accused, if Bricks and Minifigs is accused of abusing one franchisee, like Chris Gorman, former franchisee like Chris Gorman and Ben Gorman, then we also heard from Last Relic, and then now other people have started to come forward. But at that time, it was like Chris Gorman and Ben Gorman were basically the only ones standing up and saying, nah, yeah, something's wrong with this company. They screwed us over. And they sued them and all of that. I was saying at the time, y'all, if they're doing that to Chris Gorman, what's making y'all think they not doing that to everybody, all the franchisees? That those people are probably getting just as abused as the next, more than the customers, because they're in contracts with them and stuff. But I would have 100 people, 200, 300 people leave the chat when I would say, man, these poor franchisees. Well, now I think people are kind of more on that page. But if you look at the timeline of the biggest Lego drops of the year, that first June 1st one, I mean, everybody hated a brick and a minifig. So these poor, store owners probably thought they were finna have, like, finally get their day, of Lego. Now, hold on. I want to show you an actual source here, too, because I don't want to just be relying on the AI overview, all right? There was an article published by CNN a few days ago. Oh, this is interesting. CMAD 34 Marine said Lego works on a 3 to 6 month lead time. For the August wave, major retailers and distributors received digital catalogs and order forms as early as the first quarter, that would be January to March, to lock in their allocations. This is an article from literally CNN. This was published yesterday. Lego just launched 95 new sets. These are the kits I'm actually building. Okay, so this is a few of the new ones. And I wanted to just a little bit orient y'all or acquaint you with some of the new ones. This dragon stands out. I think it has like a name. It's a Pokemon, but I don't know nothing about no Pokemon. Every August, this is a CNN article published yesterday. Every August, Lego, the brand, launches its largest wave of new sets of the year. Okay, every August, the largest wave of new sets. For 2026, that means 95 new build sets just landed on the official Lego storefront, as well as other retailers like Amazon and Walmart. While summer may be winding down over the next few weeks, Lego is just getting started with the season by launching its annual summer collection, complete with a fresh batch of Pokemon kits, lifelike botanical builds, display-worthy sports cars, and so much more. Building Lego is one of this author's favorite hobbies, and for someone who has assembled hundreds of sets over the years, there's only so many of the new launches that are actually worth buying for himself or herself. Okay, so he goes into talking about the ones he wants to build. Is it a he or a she? Rika, I don't know. And then, he's talking about wanting to build these different ones. The dragon, the Lego flower, botanical leaves, the Lego Jaguar car. Okay, so whatever. All right. So this is just to kind of show, yeah, it really is one of the biggest, moments of the entire year for Lego and people selling Lego.
What's up, A-Fools? Ethan here. August 1st has come and gone, arguably the biggest Lego release drop of the year. And wouldn't you know it, Bricks and Minifigs Corporate, the one that supposedly has this amazing relationship.
Okay, hold on. Let me turn the captions on.
With Lego, and as of April of this year, had distributorship rights with them. They used to be like everybody else and had Toy House, which in the Lego community in America, if you have a Lego store or a toy store, basically you can get your new Lego, from one of two places, either Lego directly, which is kind of hard to do. They're very selective, or at least they were before all this crap started happening, and a company called Toy House.
Right.
So those are your options. So Bricks and Minifigs, all of them used to have Toy House distribution up in.
So not just anybody and everybody, not every Tom, Dick, and Harry can even get a Toy House distributor relationship. Like if, you just want to be like, oh, I want to sell some Legos at my store. Let me call up Toy House. No, you have to have a relationship with them too. We learned about Toy House a little bit more yesterday because there was a mention of them in deposition that Ammon did in connection with a previous litigation in Canby, Oregon over a Brick and a Minifig location, the Canby, Oregon Bricks and Minifigs location. So Toy House has a relationship, or had a relationship, with Bricks and Minifigs. But Toy House is obviously not Lego. Toy House is a what's called a distributor. They're kind of like a middleman. So instead of being able to go straight to Lego and say, hey, we want 15 of them dragons, 62 of them Pokemons, we want a couple of them flowers, we want to, no. What are you talking about? No, you can't do that. You cannot do that. You can perhaps try to establish a relationship with Toy House. Now, Toy House, because they are the distributor, or they were the distributor of the Lego products, they would be the ones who would be providing the bricks and the minifigs their Legos, and that would be for presumably all of their stores. Now, from what I understand, and all I can do is speculate, this is pretty much the main primary reason why a bricks and minifigs franchisee would want to be a bricks and minifigs franchisee. The other primary reason is because of the name and the brand recognition. That's just my thoughts. I really don't know, because I personally would never want to be a brick and a minifigs franchisee, so I don't know what exactly makes people want to do that. Maybe they are lured into a false sense of thinking they're going to make a lot more money than they do. I really don't know. But one of the major reasons why I could imagine someone is actually putting up way more money to start a bricks and minifigs location than it would cost them to start their own actually independent store is because of this direct relationship with the Lego distributor. Now, it started to be advertised, at least, in the springtime, and then it was reaffirmed in a podcast that came out last month that bricks and minifigs graduated, we'll say. They graduated. They leveled up from having to deal with Toy House and the distribution of the Legos through Toy House to their stores, and they got to have a relationship with Lego itself. We learned about this. Do I read Reddit stories on Facebook? No. We learned about this. Talulu Warrior. I say Talulu. I know it's Taylor, but I say Talulu Warrior. Talulu Warrior said, yeah, I agree. So let me remind you what Ammon McNeff said on this podcast. It came out less than a month ago, but I believe it was recorded far earlier than just a month ago. I think this was recorded back in the early this year, probably January, February, maybe March, but I think it was probably recorded in January or February. They just put it out. Not today. They just put it out last month. So this is where Ammon McNeff said he don't see people as people. I have sort of fast forwarded to about around the 32-minute mark. Let me see if I can get the video up. That's what I want. And this is Ammon and Matt McNeff.
Time for us, like we were always used to more, like going through the grind way.
So I think helps me.
I'm trying to get to the specific part I want y'all to hear that relates to this. Okay.
And we're like, duh, guys, like we just walked through this whole thing. Like, were you not listening? And they're all just like, we were listening. Here's all the notes. And you guys went from this to this. And we're like, well, duh, you've got to know that this thing in the middle here. And they're like, nobody else knows that. Like, what are you guys talking about? So yeah, we skipped through a lot of those things together.
Okay, this is, I'm just waiting for, maybe it's like 15 more seconds, the part that I'm actually looking for. So just bear with me here.
And so like, I'll hear something that Matt's saying was like, whoa, back up. They don't know what we're talking about here. And then vice versa. He does the same thing. So
that's funny.
No, it isn't. It's not funny at all.
Legos.
It's weird.
What's your favorite Lego set? What is the favorite Lego set?
This one's easy for me. So I've got two, and one of them cheats. It's the very first set I bought with my kids.
Oh my God, I literally don't care.
It was if I had to pick like various variations of Spider-Man,
Wait,
3 out there.
Was it not at the 30? Hold on, let me check my timestamp. I thought it was 32:50. Hold on. Oh, 35:20. Womp womp. Okay, scratch that. We're going up to the 35-minute mark. 35.
Reminded every time we have a discovery day and people, come in, these prospective franchisees come in to take a look. They see Ammon's office and they go, wow, he's got a massive collection in there. And then they see my office and they go,
Why does he have such a massive collection in there?
You could use some more Lego. So I'm behind on the game. I gotta step it up a little bit.
Hmm. Does the Lego company love or hate the two of you?
I've got a fantastic relationship with the Lego company.
Yeah, I
we-
just didn't know. I mean, you know, the dynamic, there are Lego stores, right? You have Bricks and Minifigs. You're selling their products, right? But you know, would they want people to buy more Legos from them? And you're breeding life into Legos and reselling them. So how's that dynamic?
So
it's
it's
actually
really, oh,
well.
you go, Matt.
I'll take this one. So I actually think it's a very, very healthy. We actually are currently starting in April. We will be distributing all new in-box Lego to our entire brand. So we have
Yeah.
that direct distribution network or relationship with the Lego group.
Okay. Did you hear that? I'm gonna go back 15 seconds. Listen again.
You go, Matt.
I'll take this one. So I actually think it's a very, very healthy. We actually are currently starting in April. We will be distributing all new in-box Lego to our entire brand. So
Starting in April, we will be. Okay, so this was published in July. So is it going to be starting in next April? Or was this just recorded way earlier this year? I don't know. But a lot of people, since I started covering this story, have been saying Bricks and Minifigs has a direct distributor relationship with Lego. They do not have to go through Toy House. They used to have to go through Toy House, but that changed in April. So a lot of people that know about this story and who came into it before, you know, I did, seem to believe that Bricks and Minifigs has this relationship and had this relationship since April.
that direct distribution network or relationship with the Lego group beginning in April, which is fantastic. We've got a weekly meeting with them with our rep. You know, we hear frequently that a lot of Lego store employees shop at Bricks and Minifigs as well. We have a great referral. I don't know if you want to call it.
Okay. So this video got published last month. Now, the timing of the video getting published is really, to me, the most mysterious of all. My question I keep coming back to is, why did they wait until July 21st to post this video? Why wasn't it posted before April? Why wasn't it posted closer to April? It seems like they sat on this video for a while and then put it out. Well, if you look at the timing of the biggest Lego drop of the year, which is supposedly August 1st, which passed 3 days ago, the biggest Lego drop of the year, August 1st. This podcast comes out July 21st. So it almost looks like, yeah, we still have this deal. We got it in April. This distribution, this direct relationship with Lego. And it's so cool. And we have this great, wonderful relationship with them. Fantastic is how Matt McNeff described it. So I guess it is possible that Matt McNeff is talking about this upcoming April next year, but why wouldn't he just say early next year? Why would he say coming up in April if it's July? Why wouldn't he say the spring next year, by April next year? I don't think this was recorded in July. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know, but I think this video was recorded earlier this year, and for whatever reason, it wasn't put out. Now, I don't know why they put it out. Now, because it makes them look crazy and terrible and awful. And it's their, I guess, somewhat business associate, this Morrow Hill guy with the real estate. They changed the name of the company the same day part 1 came out too. We talked about that yesterday. But this is what Ethan is talking about here. He's saying they have this great relationship.
Basically, you can get your Lego, your new Lego, from one of two places, either Lego directly, which is kind of hard to do. They're very selective, or at least they were before all this crap started happening, and a company called Toy House. So those are your options. So Bricks and Minifigs, all of them used to have Toy House distribution up until allegedly April of this year. And I've talked about this before. And there's even right now a podcast that just came out last week. It's the off-brand. It's not off-brand. Sorry. It's on-brand, slightly off-topic podcast. And they were on there interviewing on the podcast Ammon and Matt McNeff. And Matt, they asked him directly about their relationship with Lego and stuff, and this is what they had to say.
Does the Lego company love or hate
Oh, I didn't realize he had the clip in here. Okay, so y'all gonna hear it again.
two of you?
Got a fantastic relationship with the Lego company.
Yeah, I just didn't know. I mean, the dynamic. There are Lego stores, right? You have Bricks and Minifigs. You're selling their products, right? Would they want people to buy more Legos from them? And you're breeding life into Legos and reselling them. So how's that dynamic?
So it's
If
actually
you want to check out Total April's video without my commentary, without me pausing, it is linked down below.
Oh,
well,
you go, man.
I'll take this one. So I actually think it's a very, very healthy. We actually are currently starting in April. We will be distributing all new in-box Lego to our entire brand.
Okay,
So
we heard this. I'm gonna fast
obviously,
forward.
you
Oh,
know,
I guess I'm not.
network or relationship with the Lego group beginning in April, which is fantastic. We've got a weekly meeting with them with our rep.
So we all heard that. So obviously, I honestly don't think that Lego has a great relationship with the McNeffs or Bricks and Minifigs at this point. I think they probably
And got y'all look at this guy's set. Okay, I think he knows a thing or two about Lego.
hate them like all the rest of us. It's kind of crazy. But August 1st was approaching, and Bricks and Minifigs actually sent out memos, corporate, to all the franchises, or most of them, that was saying they are not going to be able to get their orders out on time. So all the customers that are lining up or having release parties for August 1st, big release date, are not going to be getting their products. So they're going to have to go somewhere else. Walmart, Target, you name it. All the other, Lego stores that are, the official Lego stores and other mom and pop ones that are not associated with BAM all got their products on time. But for some reason, Bricks and Minifigs Corporate could not get these products out to their people, and they're just scrambling and things like that. They blamed it on, I saw a part of it where they blamed it on Lego. Yes, Lego, because Lego, they got their product to everybody else, like all the Targets, all the Kohl's, all the, Amazon, all the.
So Walmart, Amazon, Target, and Kohl's got their Lego shipment for the biggest shipment of the year, but Bricks and Minifigs did not.
Walmart's, but of course Lego's gonna not want to make money and drop the ball for Bricks and Minifigs. I don't think so. I don't buy that. Then they blamed it on FedEx, that they changed carriers. They used to be UPS, and now it's FedEx's fault. But again, FedEx got all the Lego to everybody else on time, except for the Bricks and Minifigs. And this is just another example of how they're screwing over the franchises, and they're just messing everything up. Basically, they have no clue of how to run a business. And let's put a couple of these on there. A lot of the Bricks and Minifigs were posting and had to post to the, for their customers that are expecting these new sets to come in on August 1st. And unfortunately, they weren't there. Like this one right here is Bricks and Minifigs, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Unfortunately, our new August inventory.
Look at that post. August midnight drop canceled. Look at that. Oh, sorry. Unfortunately, they say July 30th. So 2 days before, right? July 30th was not the last day of the month. It was the 31st. And then there was August 1st when they were supposed to get it. Look, they already knew they weren't getting it. Our new August inventory hasn't even shipped yet. We hope to have the sets by Monday or Tuesday, but we don't have a delivery date yet. Now, today's Tuesday, August 4th, but this was a post from July 30th. And you got to remember the context again of what this is all happening in. Lego, people do Lego for different reasons, right? Some people don't care if it's a brand new Lego set, old Lego set. They'll rip apart a Lego set, put it back together again. But Legos are highly collectible. Some of these sets are highly collectible, and so it's like you want to get your hands on them. You want them. You want to get it now. It's like, oh, gotta go get the new Lego. So if Bricks and Minifigs don't have it, you go buy it somewhere else. Now, in years prior, Bricks and Minifigs those locations did get these new Legos, and they would have these huge parties. They would be like, come and to the cookout and walk through the store and look at the new Legos, look at our old Legos, right? That's what Bricks and Minifigs had that Lego, the store, didn't have. You could come in, you could get the new sets, but you could also get whatever, a pre-built Taj Mahal or something, girl. I don't know. Well, look at this, canceled. These are just the new releases. Yes, just launched on August 1st, but they were already being told, at least the Grand Rapids location, we got to cancel our midnight drop. Y'all don't come over here to our store because we ain't going to be having the Legos.
Hasn't even shipped yet. We hope to have the sets by Monday or Tuesday, but we don't have a delivery date yet. Okay. Another one from right here in Idaho. It is Bricks and Minifigs Coeur d'Alene. That's how you pronounce that, Coeur d'Alene. August 1st released up.
Coeur d'Alene.
August 1st releases are experiencing a shipping delay, so the newest sets haven't made it to the store just yet. We're just as eager as you are, and we'll share an update.
So this is the August 1st, Coeur d'Alene. I guess this is in Idaho. Our August 1st releases, they put it on August 1st. Are not going to be here, basically.
As soon as they arrive, trust us, they will be worth the wait. The good news, our shelves are still packed with awesome sets, minifigures, retired favorites, certified finds, bulk Lego bricks, and plenty of hidden gems waiting to be discovered. Stop in and see what's new around the store. All these stores are going to have, they're trying to figure it out. They're like, we want them to come in the store. They're already getting banned and boycotted, but now they're not even getting new releases.
So, you know, I've never owned a retail store, but I can imagine that there's like certain days of the year where you make more money than other days. I can imagine the August 1st release that 95 new sets come out. Maybe the bricks and the minifigs, each location isn't going to get all 95, but I can imagine they're going to have some of them. Usually the people come in, maybe they get a new set, maybe they don't, but maybe they buy a couple minifigures here. Maybe they buy a couple pre-built sets there. Maybe they buy a little this, that, and the other because they're in the store. They're physically in the store. I went into one of those bricks and minifigs. I'm not going to disclose the location because the people in there were nice, and I don't know if they have anything to do with this, and I don't want to be blamed for stalking someone or something. So I'm not going to tell you which store I went to, but it was close by-ish to my house. It was in my state, I'll say. And when I went in there, I felt this kind of like overwhelming feeling of like, it's like profound like sadness or something, because like these stores are supposed to be like joyous, you know, like they're toys at the end of the day. Even the adults who buy the toys, they buy them because they have this nostalgic affinity for like this joy and happiness. And I'm in the store and, you know, I saw one little thing. It was like way overpriced in my opinion. So I didn't actually buy it, but I almost was lured into buying something in the store that I did not plan to buy anything. I did not want to give my money to the brick and the minifig, but it was just very cute. It was like a little fairy keychain and it was a light and you can put it on your keychain and you have a light. It's like a flashlight. And it was like a pink little fairy or something, had little wings on it. And I was like, this is so cute. It was like $18. I'm like, girl, maybe if it was $6.99. But anyway, so I put it back. But I can imagine if I was in there with a kid and they were asking for stuff, I might buy, you know, I might make a $20, $25 purchase if we're in the store anyway and, you know, whatever. So I can imagine that a lot of these bricks and minifigs locations were really banking on that. Not only selling the new sets and making revenues, but also selling some of the inventory that they have in their store. Maybe selling a party. You know, a parent comes and, hey, oh yeah, won't you sign up? We do parties. We do this. We do that. We have community events. But if you're posting now, oh, just kidding, don't come to our store because we don't have those Legos anymore, then I can imagine those people would have lost some money, and I feel bad for them.
Having to put these really, you know, these posts out there like saying this, it's not good for them. The other one I have, it's Bricks and Minifigs Bradley. I'm not sure where that is, but it says get over here now. Our August 1st drops may not have arrived yet, but we just got some amazing, that's how they spelt it, sets in to add to our shelves. Some new in box, some retired, all of them fantastic. We're open till 7.
So then you see the poor people start to say, hey, we ain't got the new ones. We don't got the new ones, but come in anyway. No.
They're having to like pump up the store that doesn't even have the inventory. That is crazy. And what is adding an insult to injury, I was sent this. It was a Bricks and Minifigs North America post that they put out right before August 1st, knowing they put this post out knowing that a lot of the stores, most of them, are not going to be getting their sets on time or at all. And it said right here, I'll put it up here, Bricks and Minifigs North America. August 1st is one of those dates LEGO fans quietly circle on the calendar. Fresh sets are arriving, wish lists are getting longer, and collectors and builders alike are gearing up for a whole new wave of inspiration. Whether you're hoping to snag a brand new release, trade toward your next must-have, or simply soak in the excitement with fellow fans, your local Bricks and Minifigs is the perfect place to be.
Okay, do y'all see this? This was Bricks and Minifigs North America. Okay, so that's like an official channel. It says 14 minutes ago. I believe this was posted on right before August 1st. Bricks and Minifigs North America. So this isn't one little franchise store. This is the whole thing. Look, they have Bricks and Minifigs, the brand, and BAM Franchising. That's their account. August 1st, one of those dates Lego fans quietly circle on the calendar. Fresh sets are arriving. Wish lists are getting longer, and collectors and builders alike are gearing up for a whole new wave of inspiration. Whether you're hoping to snag a brand new release, trade toward your next must-have, or simply soak in the excitement with fellow fans, your local Bricks and Minifigs is the perfect place to be on August 1st. Stop by and see what's new. Join the fun. Happy building. # Bricks and Minifigs, Lego community, new Lego A-Full Lego sets. So here's some of the new ones, some of the new sets. We got Olivia Rodrigo, we got these botanicals, the Dobby the house elf, we got a Harry Potter collection, just a bunch of stuff. So they were hyping it up even at the corporate, the main level on their social medias.
Stop by, see what's new, and join in the fun. Happy building. Okay, they put this post out pumping up the release of sets that they're not going to have. And what's worse is I hear that it's Ammon McNeff's wife who runs the Bricks and Minifigs North America socials and stuff. So she put this out. And then right after this was put out, I don't know if it was minutes, but it was shortly after, all the stores, because they communicate through this program called Slack, were like, what the hell are you doing? We don't have anything. You're telling everybody to come to our stores and you're not sending us our product.
Well, now I'm wondering, did Ammon and Matt and them get their product? And so their wife thought, oh yeah, we're going to get all this stuff. Like, did some people get it and some not? We're going to look into that.
And they took this post down, but not before someone snagged it. So thank you for that. And thank you for sending that to me. It's just crazy. I don't know. I was a little upset at Lego for a while because I thought, why aren't you guys saying anything? What's going on? But Lego is not one to drop the ball as far as getting their products out to people that want to buy it. So I'm just speculating here, but if they did indeed have a contract, like you heard, Maddie McNeff say on that podcast I just showed you, and I've been saying it because I heard that, through the grapevine, and I've seen things for over a month now that they had it since April 26th of this year. Maybe Lego finally said, you know what, screw you guys. You guys suck. Everybody knows it. You're not going to bring us down. You're not going to continue to tarnish our name or make profit off our product while screwing people over. Maybe they had enough and they pulled it. Maybe they pulled that contract, and that's why they didn't get all of their product. Now, I did hear, and I've seen posts where like, we finally got it. So some of the stores are actually, as of today, receiving some of the products, but did it come from Lego? Did they go out and buy it at other stores or try to get discounts other places and then, try to ship it out to all the stores, late? I'm not sure. But if Lego pulled that contract, amazing. Because in my opinion, Bricks and Minifigs corporate does not deserve to have a contract from Lego. That sucks. Or, and this is me speculating again, and I've thought about this, and I've alluded to it in another video. What if
they
Bricks
never
and Minifigs
had
corporate? I know they said it in the podcast and they're putting it out there, but what if they never had the contract with Lego? What if they don't have a Lego contract and they told all the the franchisees that they're getting this big contract with Lego? And what if it's just not true? Because I don't put it past them. They're liars, man. I don't put it past them to lie about this or anything else. That would be insane. But what if they never got the contract with Lego, or it was still in the works and now Lego's like, nah.
What if
and they don't have it? They're just telling the franchisees that they.
Yeah. What if they started acting crazy with Toy House because they thought they were about to be the big dogs on campus and have a relationship with Lego? And they acted accordingly, and then Lego's actually like, you know what, no. Y'all got too much drama with y'all, and now they have no distribution channel. Now that would be crazy. That would be, something. But yeah, I mean, there's really only a few options possible. Either Bricks and Minifigs did have a contract with Lego, and it was already in the works, or they didn't. And perhaps it was canceled, perhaps it wasn't. And so today, either they do have a distribution deal or they don't, a direct distribution relationship, or they don't. It could be the case. It could be the case that shipping delays are the reason, right? Like maybe the relationship between Lego and Bricks and Minifigs still exists. Maybe Lego didn't do anything differently. Maybe it was just to see some people in the chat saying, maybe Bricks and Minifigs itself as a corporation didn't have the correct logistics to get everything out on time. Maybe they don't have the team. Maybe they don't have the bodies. Maybe they shouldn't have never said they wanted to be distributors too. Now, here's what I find interesting, or curious, I'll say. This is something that I have a question about. Bricks and Minifigs, especially with their whole goofy cart number 4, goofy cart number legally mine, like how they want to put everything in a different category and shield certain business functions in different LLCs or different corporations. I do wonder if Bricks and Minifigs would have started their own LLC or whatever company to do the distribution specifically. Because Bricks and Minifigs is not a distribution company. Bricks and Minifigs is a franchise company, or I should say BAM Franchising is a franchise company. Bricks and Minifigs is a buy, sell, trade company. And so distribution is a completely different function. It's like different. It's different. It's completely different. It involves a different type of logistics. It involves different type of calculations. It involves, shipping. It involves a lot of stuff that just like opening a store. Not that that's a simple task either, but it's just different. Gene Parmesan Esquire said, they're a franchise turner. Imagine a band goes out and blames Lego for the distribution and Lego sues them for defamation. I mean, who knows? So let's see what else Ethan has to say.
This amazing contract, which, by the way, I've talked to several franchisees that signed on because of that fact that Bricks and Minifigs, it was Ammon and Matt were touting that it's in the works. We're getting this big, amazing contract with Lego. You're going to make more money. We're going to make more money. It's going to be amazing. And that was
Inducement and reliance. Okay. So contracts require an offer, acceptance, and consideration. Consideration is a thing of value that is exchanged for the contract. Consideration is what makes slavery not allowed. You can't contract for slavery, but you can contract for work. So you can't say, I'll be your slave, and then you get nothing out of it because then there's no consideration. You can't usually change the terms of an already agreed upon contract without a new negotiation of a contract and a new meeting of the minds and a new consideration. So he's saying, Ethan Afol is saying, he's talked to people personally, franchisees personally, several, who said the only reason I'm a Bricks and the Minifigs franchisee is because they told me that they had a relationship with Lego. They were going to be able to get the Lego products at a cheaper price, and they were going to pass those savings, that discount, on to us. That's the reason I wanted to, that's the value. That's the reason I wanted to be able to get the exclusive new Lego sets from Lego. Bricks and Minifigs said that because they have all these stores, they have all these different locations, that Lego said, yeah, that's worth our while. That is worth our money. That's worth our time to go ahead and ship stuff directly to your stores. You don't have to go through Toy House anymore. He's saying people specifically signed up to be franchisees because they were going to be able to get these Legos directly from Lego.
Reason a lot of them even forked over the money and signed up for the franchise in the first place. And from what I've seen and talking to other franchisees and talking to people out there, that since this whole thing has changed from Toy House to Lego as of April, that it's been nothing but problems, and they're actually spending more money on their product than they did when they had a middleman. So make that make sense. It's either, if they do have a contract with Lego corporate, they are skimming so much that it's not allowing the franchisees to
That
make
is
any money.
crazy. That is crazy. They were told, the franchisees, some of them were like, oh yeah, I want to be a franchisee for Brick and Minifig because they're about to get a Lego contract. Some of them started before that, right? They started being franchisees before there was ever going to be a Lego contract, but there was that Toy House contract. So those people were told, look, you're going to even get more savings. You're going to get even more savings than what you're getting from Toy House because we have to pay them as a middleman right now. We're not going to have to do that anymore. So just think about how much money we're all about to be making. We, Bricks and Minifigs Corporate, we're going to get this huge discounts off the retail price, and we're going to be able to pass those discounts off to y'all. But what AFOL is saying is that might not be what actually happened. Because what people are reporting who who were there in the franchisees who were there when Toy House was the distributor, and the franchisees who were there now are saying they haven't started saving any money. If anything, they're paying more money now. So that's why it's like, did they ever get that Lego deal? Or did they get the Lego deal and then the huge savings that I doubt it's much, maybe a few percent. But let's say Bricks and Minifigs Corporate is saving, 10% on the purchases of these Legos directly from Lego versus from Toy House. Let's just say they're getting 10%. What if Bricks and Minifigs is just saving that themselves and not passing that 10% savings on to its franchisees? Instead, they're just saying like, oh no, we need this money. We're going to keep it. And y'all already paying this much anyway. So we're going to keep y'all paying that much. Again, that would be inducing or encouraging or, inducing the franchisees to have entered into a contract to become franchisees under a certain set of representations, certain set of promises that have now been broken. If true. Now, I'll tell you, I don't know. I don't know what happened. This is speculating.
So it's crazy. This is just all crazy, but you're a Lego store that already everybody hates your name, and now you can't even get new products in. So it does not look good for these franchises. They need to like jump ship. They need to just collectively come together and say, screw you, Bricks and Minifigs Corporate, we're going to do our own thing. That's the only way I see it, because now they're not even getting their new Lego sets on time. Everybody's going to, we were going to go. Well, no one's going anyway, in my opinion. There are, a select number of people going that just don't care about this whole thing, don't care about their thievery, they're lying, they're colluding, trying to put people
allegedly
in jail by
everybody's innocent until proven guilty.
falsely accusing them of things. Horrible. But if you're one of the people that don't care about that and you're still going to go shop there, that's cool. Whatever. That's on you. That's your choice. It's not going to be me. I'm not doing that. I'm not giving any money to these a-holes at all, not even 1 cent. So, but the people there, they're not going to keep you in business. And then if you do not get the new sets that are coming in, they're going to go to the Lego store and line up. They're going to go to Walmart. They're going to go to Target.
It's like, even if all the stores get their stuff by today, it's August 4th. Everybody that wanted to get something real, real bad already went and got it somewhere. Walmart had it. Target had it. Amazon had it. If they really wanted to get their hands on something, they're not waiting 5 days to go to Bricks and Minifigs. Even though in the grand scheme of things, it's only a few days, the type of economy that this exists in and the culture it exists in, people want it now. There were midnight drops planned. They want it the second it comes out.
Get these actually before release date, and a lot of time you can get them in your hands before the release date. So that's where they're going to go, especially if you can't even be counted on to get something on the date it's supposed to be released. So that's just crazy. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Are you still staying strong? Are you not going into these Bricks and Minifigs? Do you think that they still
this is interesting. Aaron said, I tried to buy a store in early June. I could not get any sort of response. I'm not sure how hard Bricks and Minifigs is trying to actually sell franchises to people who are not already working at the store now. That is one of the questions that I have, and I keep coming back to, is like, do they just only want to take the people that are like managing stores and then put them in the position of, oh, you can be a store owner? I've wondered that.
A contract with Lego and Lego pulled it because of all this stuff and just quietly pulled it and we're like, yeah, let's see what you do now? Or do you think that maybe they never had the contract in the first place and they're just lying? Because like I said, I don't put it past them to do that, but I'd really like to know what you guys think in the comments below. This thing just keeps getting crazier and crazier. There's a lot more happening and a lot more is going to come out soon. It's just, we're going to be covered in air. And, I'm just kind of sitting here with my popcorn and watching this, and people have been messaging and stuff. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys doing that. And also, if you guys could like and subscribe to the videos, I really appreciate that. It helps the channel
like
grow.
and subscribe to these videos. I did link his video down below. And I encourage y'all to go over there and at least, if you don't want to watch a full video, go over there and just at least give a comment, give a like. Shout out to Total AFOL. Okay, so now I want to watch another YouTuber's coverage of this, and I did not know about it until yesterday. But this is Lus, who covers this story pretty much, I would say almost daily. Shout out to him. It was... Where is it? This video. This one, 2 days ago. Bricks and Minifigs CEO's ego leaves stores zero Lego on biggest day of the year. So let's take a look at this video. I also have posted the link to this video in the description box.
Hey guys, August.
In the description box down below. This is Lus, and he is talking about the same situation, but he's gone through, or his investigation team has gone through and found different specific posts, not only from this year, but also last year. And he offers some similar analysis, but some different analysis. So I want to show y'all this video as well. And then again, this one was posted 2 days ago. Yeah, on August 2nd is when this video came out. Let me give it a like. And since Lus posted this video, there have been some more new updates on social media and stuff that I found last night. And so I want to watch at least some of this video too, so y'all can see some of the posts that like how this has kind of worked in the past years and what's going on now.
Hey guys,
And
August
by now, I mean 2 days ago.
1st is the biggest Lego day of the year in terms of sales, in terms of hype, in terms of new and old customers coming by your store. We actually were lucky enough to have Crystal Gorman, the former owner of Salem Bricks and Minifigs, come in and just tell us how big of a day it was. In her own words, if, for instance, they had no inventory, she would be driving as soon as Costco opened. She would be driving to Costco, any other stores like Target, the Lego store, and using her own money to buy these new sets. Now, we had some argument against a franchisee in Discord about how new sets don't make any money.
Okay, I'm going to pause on some of this. Let me go back a little. Look, Bricks and Minifigs, Cincinnati East. This was posted around about August 1st. Sorry again, we have to cancel this. We hope to have our new sets early next week. So they were supposed to get these sets on Saturday. Now it's always August 1st. It's always August 1st. Sometimes that's on a Thursday. Sometimes that's on a Wednesday. Sometimes, whatever. Every August 1st falls on a different day each year. But a Saturday, I mean, that's huge. A Saturday, and also in the summer. So, I mean, I guess like kids aren't in school yet anyway, but like parents are at work. So, okay, we got to go on a Saturday. It was a perfect lineup. Saturday, let's go Saturday, get the new Lego from the place. We have to cancel. Look, they had done their whole poster and the promotion. They put a bit X over it. Nope, no more of that.
Having to Costco,
Cincinnati.
any other stores like Target, the Lego store, and using her own money to buy these new sets. Now, we had some argument against a franchisee in Discord about how new sets don't make any.
Okay. Unfortunately, this is Grand Rapids. Our new August inventory hasn't shipped yet. We hope the sets arrive Monday or Tuesday. This is the Grand Rapids. We did see this one already, but this was like July 30th.
But my opinion has always been new sets are not supposed to make a ton of money.
They're supposed to be
in terms of
drawing people into
profitability,
the
in terms of
store.
margins. What they're supposed to do is they're supposed to bring in customers, and those customers will buy other sets.
Mhm.
So when somebody comes in and buys a Rayquaza set from Pokemon, they will buy something else.
Yep.
They might buy some bulk minifigures. They might buy a bag of them. They might buy a vintage Star Wars
Right.
set. Who knows, right?
So, Bricks and Minifigs Myrtle Beach, if you know, you know, the store is set and ready with tons of new release sets.
But you got to get them in the door in your store. And this is why this day is so important. Now, you're looking at a bunch of these places, and there's 3 different categories of stores. On live stream, we went down about 20 stores. I can actually show you the data. In fact, why don't
Okay, we read this one, the Coeur d'Alene shipping delay.
attach the data at the end of the video? To be clear, we went down each of these stores one by one by one. Some of them are saying, hey, we did not receive our inventory. There was a shipping delay. Some of them blame that delay on FedEx. Some of them blame the delay on Lego. Very few of them, I don't remember a single one of them, blame it on Bricks and Minifigs, which is weird because they have.
So, Roseville is a little bit of an outlier. Roseville is a little bit of an outlier. Today is a fantastic day to drop in and pick up some new sets. We still have plenty of sets left over from our midnight release with much more on the way. So somehow, some way, Roseville was one of the stores, perhaps the only one, but definitely just one of the very few who actually did get these sets. And I have a question. How? How did they get their sets and nobody else did?
They are the distributor now. Do they have U-Hauls? What is happening here? None of them actually know when it's supposed to ship. Some of them think, oh, some of them have already received it and was able to have midnight release and slash August 1st day for their customers. Some of them think it's coming Saturday. Some think it's coming Sunday. Some think it's hoping it comes Monday. And there are others.
Bricks and Minifigs Novi? Well, we're ready for the August 1st shipment of new sets. All the labels are printed. However, the shipping company had a hiccup. And there will be a slight delay. We're so sorry, and we hope you can hang in with us. Bam Novi has the greatest customers, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate your support. We anticipate an update soon, and we'll keep you posted. Remember, all our current and retired new in-box sets, as well as certified sets, are 10% through the end of the day. I guess 10% off. So you start to see these stores like, look, we don't have the sets. The, quote, shipping company had a hiccup, which, what? There will be a slight delay. We're sorry, da-da-da. You could still come into the store. And so now you're seeing these folks having to run promotions, sales, and do other stuff to get people into the stores because they were probably expecting people were coming into the stores. So they're having to come through. Oh, now we're going to have to discount 10 more percent. Like they already don't have to give this percent and royalty percent and all this percent and signage fees and production fees and marketing fees and all this shit they got to give over to Bricks and Minifigs. Now they got to discount their stuff even 10% even more because the, quote, shipping company had a hiccup. And like Luz said, it's interesting none of them are blaming Bricks and Minifigs
on video saying that they hope it comes sometime middle of the week, which is odd because if it is shipping via FedEx and not U-Haul, there should be a tracking number. In fact, we investigated this and you cannot ship via FedEx without a tracking number. And the tracking number, of course, will tell you exactly where it is and how long it's supposed to be.
Akron, Ohio, bam fam. Our August 1st shipment isn't here, and we're not sure when it will arrive. We'll update you on Facebook and Instagram. For now, stop by and check out all of the awesome pre-built sets we have on display, including the piano and UCS Millennium Falcon.
So I do not know why these stores are contacting Bricks and Minifigs to have an update on they shipped via FedEx. You got everyone who's ever done eBay or sold anything online knows that if the person doesn't give you a tracking number, it's something shady is going on. So
Bricks and Minifigs La Mesa. August new release update. We wanted to let everyone know our August shipment has been delayed, so the new releases will be arriving a little later than expected. We're currently anticipating them to arrive early next week. We appreciate your patience and understanding. As soon as the shipment is here, we'll post an update so you know they're ready. Thanks for all your support.
The first group of people, the most, there's some of them still very delusional, but the most reasonable in reality individuals.
Now, Luz is saying they're delusional. Here's the thing that I can't stop thinking about. The operations manual. We saw in the operations manual that it is a requirement. And if you don't do it, you could lose your franchise. Like you could be in violation of the franchise agreement and have your whole entire store with your life savings taken from you. If you don't let a Bricks and Minifigs corporate person be entitled to access and a password and a login to your social medias. I'm still thinking about that. They have to, it is a requirement in the operations agreement. It is a requirement in the Triangle of Trust operations agreement that the franchise owners, the independently owned and operated stores, have to allow somebody from Bricks and Minifigs access to their social medias. So you have to give them the right to delete comments, to delete posts, to even change posts based on what Bricks and Minifigs thinks their brand their brand would help their brand, the total of the brand. So let's say some of these Bricks and Minifigs locations did talk, mess about Bricks and Minifigs. Let's say they did blame Bricks and Minifigs. What's to stop Bricks and Minifigs from using their power to log into a social media and just delete it, just delete the post. So I don't think it's necessarily the case that we can say based on what's posted on a social media post or not that someone is delusional, because they might be operating with the assumption or the knowledge that their shit could get deleted and their franchise agreement could be canceled. Like, they have to be so careful with what they're saying. Now, that doesn't mean some of them aren't delusional and aren't still, toe in the party line. There is that sunk cost fallacy. Some of them might also even just be straight up like family members and stuff. But I just wanted to put that part in there.
The second group of people actually are taking a new set. So not old sets, they're newer sets, but they're not the August 1st release.
Mega licious. Yes. Thank you for saying this, because this was on my mind to say as well. I just forgot to say it in that what I just said. They also give them the exact verbiage of what to post for everything. And that's what I'm starting to notice. Okay, we've read maybe a half dozen posts at this point, and they all kind of like have a similar theme, right? Like, okay, there was a shipping delay. We're still excited for you to come into the store. And then you start to see some of them doing other attempts to get people into the store. So you see them like, okay, we'll give 10% off. We're going to go through some other posts, and you're going to start to see patterns of how these poor store owners are trying to get people to come in the store, even though they don't have the new sets.
And they're promoting them as if they were the August 1st release. So August 1st, 60 plus brand new Lego sets never seen before were released. They were released in Bricks and Minifigs. Some of them, there's actually two of them. We'll talk about Roseville being one of them. And they were released in Target. They were released in Walmart. They were released in Barnes & Nobles. They were released in Costco, everywhere else, right? Well, this group of segment of people did not receive their shipment, their inventory. Because, again, Bricks and Minifigs distribution is doing a poor job. In my opinion, that's what happened. So instead of canceling the event or not holding an event, they're having some type of new event. But the dice of it seems to be they're using old, new, not new.
This is another kind of like, I don't want to say tactic, but I will. This is another kind of like a tactic that you'll start to see, and we're going to look at some of these posts too as well. They do say, come in and look at our new sets, but it's not these new sets. It's not these new sets. It's new to them. It's new to those specific stores. The beginning of August means tons of new Lego sets are arriving in the store. We have new in-box sets arriving all weekend long. Plus, lots of our customers' favorite Lego items are also back in stock. Find all the cool items at Temecula, I don't know how to say that, California, at our only new and used Lego store.
Specifically, not the August 1st release Lego sets. Nobody has Rayquaza in this group. They're all using the older set.
Great point. Great point, Ams. Trade bait.
To try to promote their stores and entice people to come in, even though the advertising is quite confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the second batch of people who
it's like trade bait. You get them in, you get them coming in the store, think there's something new in there. There ain't nothing new in there.
Their inventory on time, but in order to try to attract as many people, they're pretending they have by trying to sell like newer inventory, but they don't have the August 1st release. Then the third batch of people, which is quite interesting, the third batch of people simply just don't do social media. I guess that's the best way to put it. They just don't do social media.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we have the work. It's kind of like, we call these places up. We didn't call these places up, but we went on their social media, Facebook and Instagram, many of them. And the other third batch would also include like Scottsdale, like a store that just bankrupt or has been inactive for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
The two stores out of, I think we did 20 plus stores that we have investigated. In fact, let me tell you exactly how many. Let me read you the list. 22 stores we investigated. There was only 2 stores, one in Roseville, Minnesota, one in Alpena, Illinois, that received their sets. So Bricks and Minifigs, I'm just going to read. These are all Bricks and Minifigs. Now, the other part of this story, which Billy was able to tell us, is stores that were not Bricks and Minifigs stores.
Okay, so look, this says Dayton Brick Shop. New August 1st releases out Saturday morning. We are well stocked on all sets at both locations. Be the first to get it. New Disney, Ninja Go, Harry Potter, and more. So this is not Bricks and Minifigs. It's a different type of little local brick Lego store. Dayton Brick Shop. New August 1st releases are going to be out Saturday morning, so they got theirs on time.
Dayton Brick Shop, and then Music City, and every other one in between that did have Toy House, they all received. So one thing that we have to know, if it was Lego, we would expect Toy House, a competitor of Bricks and Minifigs distribution network, to also be delayed. But it is obvious that from just even a few different posts that Toy House and any Toy House clients, which would include these two Lego stores, these are two independent Lego stores, Music City.
Music City Bricks. They don't get their stuff straight from Lego. They get it from Toy House. Sorry. We haven't posted shipment pictures in a while. August 1st Lego releases are starting to arrive.
All received.
So they're not a brick and minifig. They got theirs from Toy House, but they got theirs before most bricks and minifig stores.
Or One Piece and Rayquaza and whatever other Legos
Almost all of them.
from Toy House.
Ninjago,
So on one hand, you have
not Ninjago.
bricks and minifigs, very few of them receiving the inventory they should have on August 1st to celebrate the biggest Lego day of the year. And then on the other hand, you have Toy House, which was the competitor that Bricks and Minifigs corporate took over, that replaced, and they have delivered on all their toys on time. So let's just read. Murfreesboro in Tennessee, it was delayed. There's a link confirmed by user. Cincinnati East delayed, confirmed by user. Minifigs.
Okay, this is cool. This is like a spreadsheet type of thing someone put together. August sets. The red means no, they didn't get them. Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Or Murfreesboro. I think it's Murfreesboro. Murfreesboro. Shout out to the Tennessee cousins. Delayed. Cincinnati delayed. La Mesa delayed. Grand Rapids delayed. Novi delayed. Mishawaka, Indiana delayed.
La Mesa, California.
Okay. So shout out to Lus for making that video as well. I did completely miss this whole thing until last night when I saw, and other people have made videos about this as well. I did pretty much miss the whole thing until last night when I saw Total AFOL's video. So that led me to start looking through. The Instagram. And to see, all right, so those videos were posted. One was last night, but Lus's was on August 2nd. So how long are these stores going to have to go without getting the Legos? I mean, I think it's already some damage has been done, but I think like more damage would be done if they, for example, never ever got the Legos. Like what if it was like, okay, it wasn't a shipping delay. They just don't have a relationship with Lego anymore and they don't have any way to send these stuff to the franchisees. Or what if it's like they never had a relationship with Lego or whatever. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on, but that led me to start looking for hold on. Different bricks and minifigs Instagram and Facebook posts. When I started looking through the posts, I started to notice some patterns. So I just typed in bricks and minifigs on Instagram and I would just click randomly on going down the line of which ones showed up. So this is the Gilbert. I don't know where Gilbert is. Is that Arizona? So this is 2 days ago. This was posted on I guess August 1st. August 1st, 2026. So I guess more like 3 days ago. Fresh Lego minifigs added to the cases today, including great new arrivals from DC Comics, Star Wars, Disney. Y'all are saying that's Ninjago. I think it's Ninja Go, but anyway. Plus, this weekend only, make your own minifigs from our Star Wars minifig maker table. It is a special treat while we wait for the delayed shipment of August 1st releases. Okay, so you're starting to see again. We've already seen that first, I don't remember which store it was, but the one that was giving 10% off. 10% off this weekend, just trying to get people to come into the store because they had already planned on people coming into the store. Think about it too, you're making schedules for your retail store and you got to pay. Oh shoot, this weekend we got a big, huge shipment, biggest weekend of the year. I'm going to have 4 people on the floor instead of 2. So these people, these store owners are having to pay their payroll. They're having to pay, they're probably, having to plan to have the store stocked, to have everything. If people don't come into the store and you have double the payroll cost that weekend, who has to pay that? The owners, not Bricks and Minifigs corporate. The owners has to pay those people. So they're like, look, please just come into the store. We don't have the new stuff, but just come in anyway. You'll get 10% off. They're not offering 10% off over here at Gilbert, but they are offering something. Come in this weekend because we are still waiting on the delayed shipment of the new releases. Well, hold on. This is a little bit misleading. Fresh Lego minifigs added to the cases. New arrivals. DC Comics, Star Wars, Disney, and Ninjago. Bricks and Minifigs is open these days. We can't wait to help you. And you start clicking through. It's like, wait, these are definitely not new. Yeah, okay, it's cute, cool, yay, hooray, minifigs. But like, this ain't new. These are not even in a box. These aren't even with a set or anything. These are just sitting on the counter. Now, they might be new to this store, but this is where I start noticing, like, these poor people are having a trade bait. Again, same thing here. Another Gilbert post. Heading into the weekend, this was on what day? I think this is the day before August 1st. I think this was July 31st. Heading into the weekend with new Lego sets just added to our, quote, retired and pre-owned set sections. Plus, we're still waiting on our order of August 1st releases due to a shipping delay. We decided to bring our Star Wars minifig maker table out of the carbon freezing chamber. This weekend only. So if you've been waiting for a chance to build your own custom Star Wars minifig, now's your chance. Plus, the purchase of any minifigure from our minifig case, ball figs, or minifig maker table, you'll receive 5 additional free minifig accessories only this weekend. Again, they had planned, obviously, on having this new stuff in their store. It's not there, and so they're having to pull people in some other kind of way. Open Monday through Saturday, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So then I ended up on the Arlington. And this is where I started to notice a little bit of sass. Coming from some of these. One day ago, yesterday. This was 2 days ago, excuse me. So it says 1 day ago, but it was actually posted August 2nd. Today's August 4th. Bricks and Minifigs Arlington. I don't know if that's Arlington, Virginia, or Arlington, Texas, or Arlington somewhere else. Sorry. Still waiting for the August releases to arrive. We'll keep you up to date when they get here. So you see this like emaciated minifig. He done lost all his color. They're supposed to be yellow. He's white. And look at the reflection. It's a skeleton. He done died waiting for, oh, it's Texas. It's down here, TX. He done died waiting for the new minifigs to get in. Now, if you just look at the picture straight on, okay, yeah, it's like a little minifig. Oh, we're waiting. Oh, it's so sad. Is that a U-Haul out there? I'm just noticing some sass. I want to go to the other posts of Arlington. I followed them. That was funny to me. This, 18 hours ago. Check this out. Just arrived over the weekend in pieces. We finally put the finishing touches on it. Okay, well, does that look like something new from Lego? No. No, it does not. You're also seeing stuff like this. Instead of the Star Wars maker, this is another way that some of these stores, poor things, are having to get people to come into the stores. Come celebrate Lego Magic. It's Harry's birthday. Buy one, get one 50% off Harry Potter minifigs. It's Harry Potter's birthday. It's time to celebrate. Buy one, get one 50% off. This is like August. This is the day before they were supposed to get the new ones. So again, this is where I'm like, okay, they're getting a little sassy. And look at this one right here. This is my favorite post any of the stores made at all. This would have been probably around exactly the time they realized they weren't getting their shipments on time. Bricks and Minifigs, Frisco. Does life ever feel like a dumpster fire? If so, we can relate. The drama. Does life ever feel like a dumpster fire? This is like July 30th. This would have been like the day they found out they weren't getting their stuff on time. Does life ever feel like a dumpster fire? If so, we can relate. The Lego dumpster fire is now available. Swipe right to see the other new small builds we just added from the Brick Guy Parker. They're all made with official Lego pieces and designed by Brick Guy Parker. Now, that's interesting to me. A dumpster fire? Of all the hundreds, maybe thousands of items in the store, the day they likely found out they were not getting the biggest drop of the year on time, They post about a dumpster fire. Now, they posted some other stuff. Any of these could have been the first. Any of these could have been the first picture. They chose the dumpster fire. And they say, we can relate. Does life ever feel like a dumpster fire? If so, we can relate. Now, I liked this one. I followed them. This is my favorite post of the whole, of anything we're going to be looking at today. My second favorite was this one. Nope. Where is it? This one. This is my second favorite. Because it's like, he's done died waiting so long. The Lego, the minifig. Okay, so it says there's 4 comments here. Where's the comments? I'm looking for the comments. Where they at? 4 comments from Facebook. Can I go to that? Where's the comments? I'm looking for the comments. I don't see them. Nothing comes up when I click on it. Dylan wants 10 dumpster fires. Y'all like the dumpster fire? Wednesday minifig coming with school set. Oh my God, it's hilarious. I do kind of want the dumpster fire. U-Haul says, better than the bad PR for Ryder. I'm dying dumpster fire. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I followed Bricks and Minifigs Frisco. They are funny for that. Comments are not switched off to Lulu Warrior. Some of the people's comments, some of them are switched off. This is what I'm wondering. Did corporate hide them? Now, it says the comments came from Facebook. So let me go to Facebook. And I'm going to look for Bricks and Minifigs Frisco. Does life ever feel like a dumpster fire? If so, we can relate. The Lego dumpster fire is now available. Let's see. Nope, only 1 comment here. Genuinely confused by all the angry reacts. Where are the comments? Where are the comments? 4 comments from Facebook, but we just went to the Facebook. Ain't no, there's 1 comment. There's 1 comment. And I'm starting to wonder, is this what these Brick and Minifigs franchise owners have been reduced to? They have to do these little subtle little digs in protest. Is this the way they're protesting? I keep thinking back to the operations manual. That requires, and if you don't do this requirement, you could lose your life savings. You could lose your business. You could get rolled up on and kicked out the store, and you don't even get a chance to cure. If you don't let Bricks and Minifigs have a corporate representative, a corporate agent, whatever the word is that they called it, allowed to log into your social media, look at all the messages, delete comments, delete posts, change stuff on your, you have to let them do that. So how much else could you really do? I'm surprised they let this stay up. Does life ever feel like a dumpster fire? If so, we can relate. Now, I'm remembering a lot of these franchisees probably want to say stuff and can't. There was a store, I believe it was in Florida. I don't exactly remember, which location it was, but they had posted something about Bricks and Minifigs, and they were a Bricks and Minifigs store, and they had posted about the thing, and they were basically saying, we have nothing to do with that. Please don't hold that against us. We're independently owned and operated. But then that post just got up and deleted. So at first we were all kind of like, okay, maybe BAM made them delete it, threatened them. Maybe BAM just logs in and deletes stuff. They have the authority to do it. It's in the operating agreement. Sarasota. Thank you, Mama D. I feel bad for some of them too. Blue Sky Ocean. I really do. It's a constant battle to remove all the negative posts. And some of these have comments turned off. So here's one from Chandler. I think that's Chandler, Arizona. This Friday, July 31st, we're celebrating Harry Potter's birthday with Magical Day of Deals. 20% off Harry Potter used build sets. Buy 2, get 1 free Harry Potter minifigs. Whether you're searching for the boy who lived, building your Hogwarts collection, or hunting for your next favorite minifig, this is a perfect time to stop by. You notice that they didn't say, come check out the brand new Hogwarts castle. Come get the new whatever the hell Harry Potter thing. No, they're having to discount further the prices of their stuff to get people to come in. Another Harry Potter birthday. Looking for, oh, no. This is just a regular birthday. Now they're like, okay, how else can we get people in this store if we're not going to have the new stuff? This is on the day they should have been posted. This is Bricks and Minifigs Clearwater. Girl, they didn't even send the Legos to the Scientologists. Bricks and Minifigs Clearwater. Looking for a birthday party that's easy, fun, and unforgettable? Every party includes race car building and racing, a custom minifig for every child to take home and choke on, to take home, and plenty of free build time, 2-hour parties, weekdays, weekends. We provide tablecloths, plates, napkins, utensils, and you bring the cake and the guests. See, their comments are turned off. Again, trying to get people in the store in another way. Now, this is an update. This is from yesterday. Their comments are turned off. Bricks and Minifigs Limerick. I don't know where Limerick is, okay? New releases are here and out on the shelves. So they got their new releases. So I am happy to report this is kind of like a breaking news thing from yesterday. Some of the stores did start getting some of these new Lego sets in. Boba Fett. We got these are Star Wars sets. Lego City, Creator City, New York City Skyline Lego set, a car, some of these flowers, okay? So they had stories. This one had stories, but the stories are gone. I think I did record it, though. Let's see. This is their new sets, new releases. This is 1 hour ago. The comments are turned off. The share is turned off. You can't share. You can't comment. So they have new releases we have put out. They got a Triceratops car. Okay, so breaking news. Some of these stores, this is Limerick. Bricks and Minifigs Limerick. Oh, that's cute. They have started putting out. Oh, that's cute. Little purse. Purse with a train. Oh, a skate. So these are cool, actually. They're 3-in-1s. So the Legos together, you could use it to build this little purse with a little bag charm or a little suitcase roller or a little jewelry box. That's cute. This was posted an hour ago. Look at the boxes. Bricks and Minifigs. We just got all the new releases out on the shelves 1 hour ago. 1 hour ago they posted this. 17 hours. This is yesterday. Even more new releases going out today. So some of them have started to get the Legos. Comments are off. Let me see if I have a video saved, because somebody had posted like the stories, and their whole back storeroom was completely full of just boxes and boxes and boxes. And it's like, I bet you they would have liked to have had these boxes. Okay, I got the dumpster fire. Bricks and Minifigs Baton Rouge just opened up yesterday. Womp womp. So I wanted to show y'all this too. So remember the Bricks and Minifigs Frisco, the dumpster fire one, and it showed that it had 4 comments. I don't know if y'all can see this here. I'm zooming in. Maybe y'all can see it. See how it says 4 comments right there? And then when I clicked on it, it said this. No comments yet. So again, it looks like there were 4 deleted comments. I guess I didn't take a screenshot of the Oh no, that was Smyrna. Okay, so that wasn't the same one. Okay, so I had previously said that Limerick had their stories and they deleted stories. I don't think that's true. I'm getting their store mixed up with something else. But they started yesterday getting or posting about getting the new Lego sets in. It would have been August 3rd, so 2 or 3, days late, about in the afternoon, about 6:00 p.m. Eastern. I think they started posting, "Oh, we got the new sets." Now, this is interesting too. Bricks and Minifigs Keller. Okay, Keller. No comments yet. Bricks and Minifigs Keller. Memories from the last year. From our grand opening extravaganza to Bricky Bobby waving at customers and everything in between, we love our customers, and it has been an honor to serve you. Not it is an honor to serve you. It has been. And we've already now found out that the Scottsdale store looks to be closed. There's another store that looks to be hasn't posted or anything and hasn't maybe is closed. There were reports that there was one Bricks and Minifigs location, I think Luss reported on this, that had closed within the first year or after just 1 year of operating, which means probably they weren't making enough money. But I guess their stuff could have been canceled. I mean, anything could be the case. Oh, nobody was going to tell me my little Hello Kitty's all. Okay. She is covering all the BAM stores in the DFW area, somewhat close to home. No, I have no idea where any of these places are, to be honest. Where's Keller? I just typed in Bricks and Minifigs on Instagram, and it went in this order. So it really has, it's not that deep, girl. But look at this. It has been an honor to serve you. And then they're like, "Oh, we're now a Pokestop. Customer appreciation. Look, this was so fun. Kapow. Blow up inflatable." It has been an honor to serve you. So Keller going out of business or what? It has been an honor to serve you. Okay, so let's see. This one I picked to...
Give it to us, precious. It's my birthday. No, I found it fair and square. But it's my birthday. Oh, wrong movie. Join us at Bricks and
I was about to say, what they give it to me precious is the Lord of the Rings.
Minifigs Taylorsville for Harry Potter's birthday. We got buy one, get one 40% off Harry Potter minifig.
Okay, so again, we have a Harry Potter birthday from July 31st to August 1st. Harry Potter's birthday. I don't know where Taylorsville is. Utah. They don't give the brick and the minifig to the Utah. Okay, let's see. Star Wars, May. This is May. They don't post much here, I guess. May 6th. Happy birthday, Harry. So, view hidden comments. Yeah, okay. So looks like, this is 4 days ago. And again, just trying to get people into the store. But again, I'm noticing patterns, right? It's almost like they were in the Slack and somebody at corporate was like, "Oh, bad news. Oopsie daisy, shipping delays, but also like here's some ideas of what you could do to post on social media. You could do a Star Wars maker table set. You could do a Harry Potter birthday sale. You could make certain things 10% off. Just discount your stuff even more, whatever." It looks like the people, a lot of Bricks and Minifigs was actually celebrating Harry Potter's birthday instead of new sets, which is what I'm assuming they had anticipated doing for at least the last several months. Oh yeah, August 1st, that's going to be huge. We're going to have our big midnight release party. It's going to be huge. We got to staff the stores. Now, this next one, I might be reaching, okay? That's why I didn't necessarily put it in the same category as the shady ones. Like that dumpster fire was shady. Like, in a good way. That little skeleton minifig waiting so long that he turned into a skeleton, that was very funny, but kind of shady. So I'm wondering, this one might be shady in the same way, but this one might just be a coincidence. All roads leads to clowns. The Joker strikes again. Jokerland is joining Arkham Asylum on our shelves today. The Joker strikes again, and we're talking about asylums. Ha 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 ha. Whatever. Anyway, I thought, I just thought that was funny. I don't know if they did that on purpose. Maybe they're just advertising the Joker sales. Now, some of the stores are doing different advertising types, and this one, I said jokingly, is relying on child labor. Obviously these aren't children, they're clearly old enough to have a job, but like as I get older and older, the people who are doing like retail jobs seem younger and younger and younger to me, where I'm like, is this person even old enough to have a job? But probably. I just, I'm old. So anyway, so this store, Bricks and Minifigs Herndon, ready to build and code your very own droid companions. Charlie is here at Bricks and Minifigs Herndon to show off the awesome Lego Droid Commander set. Once you build these droids, you can download an app to code them and play with your coded droids. No, thank you. No, thank you. It is a fantastic set for anyone looking to combine. Okay, this was posted, I think it was yesterday. I don't know where Herndon is. Virginia. Celebrate your next birthday with us. So look at all these videos they have of these kids. They're not kids. The young adults, whatever. But they're kids to me because I'm old. So let me see. When is this from? 4 days ago. So they're like, look at us. Look, Nathan is here. He's showing off an already pre-built, already old set.
Cool set that we have in right now. This is the Skull Sorcerer's Dungeon from the Lego Ninjago theme. Comes with a bunch of great figures like Zane, Lloyd, and Cole here in their hero outfits. Also got some other henchmen here, as well as the Skull Sorcerer himself and Princess Vanya here at the top. Set has a bunch of cool features.
Please get a microphone for this store, please. They're making all these videos and the audio is terrible, but they are kind of funny. Look at him.
What's going on, LEGO fans? Jim here from Bricks and Minifigs Herndon, and today I want to showcase two cool LEGO sets from the past decade of LEGO original.
From the past decade? This is the day that at least some of them found out they were not getting their sets. So now it's like, oh, look at this cool stuff from the past decade, July 30th. We just saw Nathan. Let's check this one out.
Hey, LEGO fans. I am so excited for the new Spider-Man movie Hey, LEGO fans. I am so excited for the new Spider-Man movie that's about to drop, so I just want to share with you some of the cool...
Now, this one don't have no comments, and it says comments on the post have been limited. This is from 4 days ago. I'm assuming this is also from the, July 31st. This is the day before they were supposed to have their big, huge, we're going to get some new sets. Yay, new sets. No, This is old Spider-Man stuff for the new Spider-Man movie.
Sets we have, the train scene, the Sandman scene. We even got MJ's house and the tank. So come on down and check them all out.
They got these poor kids shilling. They are shilling. Oh, wait. I think it's cute. Good for them. I got my first job when I was 15. So I'm glad the kids are working. That's great. There's no problem with that. But like it's all of this instead of new sets. Look at this. And it's no fault. Just to be very clear. I feel very bad for these stores. I feel very bad for them. They got these kids in there working. They got to pay them $16 an hour or whatever minimum wage is at this point. And they thought they were going to be getting new sets. They got to pay these kids. They got to pay these young adults. They got to pay their employees. And they don't even have the new sets. This is Virginia. Can you hear that mysterious ticking noise? We're bringing the magic to life at Bricks and Minifigs with classic Harry Potter, Dumbledore, and Snape vibes. Our Harry Potter sale ends today. What's this? August 2nd. This was the day before yesterday. Come down to the shop and check out our awesome Lego Harry Potter collection. Buy one, get one Harry Potter minifigs, July 31st to August 2nd. Come in the store. Oh, this is funny.
Severus Snape. 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 Severus Snape.
Hermione. Oh, Dumbledore.
Severus Snape. Dumbledore. Snape. Severus.
This is some millennial lore. Put one in the chat if you know where this comes from. The Severus Snape. Hermione.
Snipe. 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 Severus Snape. Snipe. Snipe. Severus Snape. Snape. Snipe. Severus Snape.
Zero. Never heard of that.
Severus Snape.
Hermione. Anyway, okay, so they're doing that instead of come look at our new sets. Okay, they're doing this instead.
Hi guys, it's me from the ThatSurpriseWitness, and today we share this cool set, the Black Panther suit. So
All right, Attila, what's your name? Attila, you gotta enunciate a little better. That is a very cool hoodie. That is a very cool hoodie. That is a super cool hoodie.
over here we got Steve Rogers, Captain America, Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, Black Panther.
Okay, still not new sets, and that was yesterday. Let me see if it was. Comments been limited. But I will say this is a great social media. I will say Herndon, Virginia. They said that was right by DC. Some people were saying this is a great social media. This is how you should do your social media, or one way that you could do it, and I think it's good, right? You have your different people, they're walking you through, they're in the store, it makes you want to come in and all that. Maybe they could hire like at least one girl to work at the store. Like that'd probably be good, but that's fine. I mean, Lego has historically not like catered to girls. I think they try to, do things here and there, but whatever. Who cares? There's this one lady here. Okay, what does this say?
Spider-Mar from Bricks and Minifigs Herndon, celebrating the theatrical release of Brand New Day. As you can see, we have the posable Spider-Man fig here. It's a great set. You can see that you can make...
Is this a new one from one of the new ones? This was 2 hours ago. They're like, okay, the Brand New Day, Spider-Man is coming out or just came out, Tom Holland. We have all kinds of Lego Marvel sets in stock. What does it say? The new? Is it new? I don't know. That's kind of ambiguous, but that was just posted earlier today. So another thing that I saw these stores doing, in an attempt to get people to come into the store, because they're now having to work even harder to get people to come into the store because they don't have the new sets people want. They're doing these store walkthroughs and tours through the store. Store tour Sunday. This is Bam Bee Cave. Come take a look around our Bricks and Minifigs Bee Cave. We have so many unique pre-built and retired sets in store right now. No new ones, though. We want to say a huge thank you to everyone who stopped by at the Brick Rodeo. Your support, conversations, and shared love of Lego made the weekend extra special. We had an incredible time connecting with so many builders and the awesome Lego community. Thank you all so much for supporting Bam Bee Cave. And so they're doing these store tours. It's kind of like, oh, come look how cool the store is. Come in here. Come into the store. And again, I don't blame them. Good for them. They have to try to do something. They got to try to do something. Because that rent's going to be due no matter what, huh? And if they miss a payment, they might lose their life savings. When is this from? 3 days ago. August 1st, the day they were supposed to. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is looking like they're starting. Okay, this is interesting. So I'm kind of learning about like the Lego economy. I'm kind of learning about the economy of this right now. So it kind of looks like when the new sets are about to come out, the Bricks and Minifigs stores also get a lot of old sets in because maybe people are clearing out for their new sets, their new builds they want to do. There's only so much room people have in their houses to keep all this crap. I mean, stuff, treasures. So you want to buy a new one. You want to get a new set. Okay, well, you're going to have to bring your other one back. Also, it helps you to pay for a new set because you get some money, right? But look at this post. This is from the day that the new thing was supposed to happen. The new Legos are supposed to come out. Due to the large number of cash buys we received last week. So what does that mean? They bought it? Or people came in and spent cash? Cash buys we received last week. Our buy trade desk will be offering store credit only for all buys and trades starting today, Saturday, August 1st through Friday, August 7th. So this week we're not paying cash. We're only paying store credit. We appreciate your understanding. Store credit can be used toward all the awesome Lego sets, minifigures, bulk Lego pieces, and other treasures. Thank you for supporting Bricks and Minifigs. This looks like they might be hard up. They might be having some troubles. And interestingly, they put it on August 1st. Now, they do say it was due to the large number of cash buys they received last week. And this is Texas, Bee Cave, Texas, followed by Bricks and Minifigs Eugene, followed by Bricks and Minifigs Arlington. What else did they put out? The day after, we have so many pre-built and retired sets. Huge thank you to everyone who stopped by the rodeo. So, no new sets over here for these poor people. Now, as I mentioned earlier, some of these stores do appear to have been in receipt of getting the new Legos. Some of the Bricks and Minifigs stores do appear to have perhaps gotten the new Legos. Now, this is interesting right here. Again, remember we talked earlier just a few minutes ago about, ooh, Fly Chomper Fly. Ooh. Good point. Fly Chomper Fly said, or maybe they had to buy new products that BAM didn't send them and they had to buy it at retail price elsewhere. Okay, maybe. But remember a few minutes ago we talked about that one, where it's like, it's been an honor it has been an honor to serve you for this 1 year. I'm kind of like, that seems like a little ominous. It wasn't like, it's been an honor to serve you, I can't wait for another year. This year was great. Looking forward to many more years. It's like, almost was like, to me, it kind of felt like a goodbye post, like a we got to shut down post. But it didn't say that. It was like, oh, it's been a crazy year, whatever. Oh my gosh, it's been so cool. It's been an honor to serve you. Not, and will keep being an honor, not it is an honor to serve you, like as something that's going on now. It has been. So we got another post that's kind of along those lines, in my opinion. It has this sense of finality to it that's ominous or cryptic a little bit. It says, Smyrna, I guess that's in Texas too. This little astronaut is waving hello, and so are we. We are so grateful for this journey and for every single one of you building right alongside us. Buckle up, because we have some exciting things coming up, and we can't wait to share them with you. Not following Bricks and Minifigs yet? Now's the perfect time to blast off with us. Hit that follow button and catch us on our other platforms too. So that was this one right here. It has 16 likes. Now, they're the ones who had stories up, and they gone now. The stories is gone now. But I took pictures, so let me pull those up. Yeah, okay, hold on. I just want to make sure this is definitely... Is Smyrna in Georgia? I'm just getting the video. I took a video. Now, this is interesting to me because there were stories up. There were stories up that this place, and I screen recorded it. I don't know why I felt like the stories were going to go away, or I just felt like the need to... My phone causes that crackling. It's like, do I need to get a Faraday bag? Jesus. Okay. It has no... And I just realized y'all can hear the crackling too. That aggravates me. Okay, so this is a screen recording that I took last night around 9 o'clock Eastern. So here it is. And I want to see the stories. Okay, this is like a minute long. Okay, there's Smyrna. That's the post we just looked at. Make sure you follow. We have exciting things coming. Okay. New August sets have arrived. New August sets have arrived. Now, this was 11 hours ago at 9, so maybe it just already expired. Girl, I don't know math or whatever, but... and also these are all in different time zones than I'm in, so it's like hard to know when exactly what time they posted stuff. But yeah, this is Smyrna, Smyrna, and you're seeing what was posted on their stories. Okay, so new August sets have just arrived. This was yesterday. They posted it. So some of these stores have started to receive the shipments. Now, there's a lot of boxes. Donkey Kong, Lilo and Stitch, Pooh Bear, Shrek with the donkey, K-pop Demon Hunter, Galaxies, Pokemon, a puppy dog, race cars. So now they started putting their stuff. Ninjago. I don't see that dragon, that Poke Dragon. There's a castle, some lions. This is I don't what. Why did this get taken down off their stories? It's not on their stories anymore. This is a pre-record. This is recorded that I recorded last night. Look, you can see. Can I make this bigger? If I change. Oh, I guess you can. Can I make it like this? No, it doesn't make a difference. This is a screen recording I took. But I don't know why they took this down now. It's not up anymore. But look, is that a new one? Some of these are new, right? Grogu, Mandalorian. Yeah, that's a new one. There are 95 new ones. Okay, so that was Smyrna. And that was a screen recorder. Now, why they don't have that up and being advertised right now? That's a question that I have. I didn't know that until right now, until I'm making this video. Because look, I mean, this is maybe that first post got taken down because it was just like, those stories only last on there for 24 hours. Maybe that got taken down just automatically because it expired or whatever. But why did Smyrna, Georgia, take these posts, 9 hours ago as of 9 o'clock last night, 8 hours ago. So anyway, they done took that down. Some of those are older sets. Okay, let me get to some of these. Thank you, Jamie, for becoming a new member. Thank you, Bling Auntie, being a member for 1 month. Not accepting BAM POs, cash only LLC. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Katie Lynn, for the $2 super chat. Look outside Matt's window. Zoom in on the foliage. Okay. You mean in the interview? Yeah, it looks like it could be springtime or fall time. It's definitely not right now. See, all the trees are brown and the skies are gray. Okay, yeah, I think this was probably filmed in earlier this year. I still think that. Thanks so much to CMAD for the $4.99. Not having new Lego is the result of Bricks and Minifigs not having the capital to build a central distribution center and a poor logistics and purchasing plan. Huh. Thank you, Rose Investigates, for the $2 super chat. Schrodinger's deal. Seriously. Thank you, EE, for the 440 jewels. Thank you, Wendy, for the $2. Just picture the McNeff brothers in a clown car. It's hard not to, truly. Thank you, C-Mad, for the $4.99. Was the purchasing manager for a $60 million a year store. This is the biggest cluster beep I've seen in 30 years of experience. Total failure on BAM's part. Wow. Thank you to Gracious T for the 30 jewels. Flower. Thank you, GRB, for the $5. The operations manual actually instructs them to be scalpers, to buy in bulk from Walmart and Target. Thank Thank you, Mr. Weed Man, for the 10 jewels. Thank you to Lunar for the 500 jewels. Thank you to Davey for the 2 jewels and to MJ for the 2 jewels. Thank you so much to Fly Chomper Fly for the $2. Consumer Researcher. Bait and Switch is still done a lot. Thank you, Katie Lynn. Cincy East, Facebook is fire. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Okay, let me go to that one. Cincy East. So it was like Cincinnati East. Let's see. Bricks and minifigs. Cincy East. Okay. I'm on there now, I think. Okay, one day ago, August releases are finally here. Okay. Ooh. Ho, 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 ho. You are right, KT Lynn. Shout out to the Ohio cousins. I was saying just last night, I have developed such a new appreciation for people from Ohio. First of all, I did not know that there were rednecks, and I say that with all due respect because I am one. I'm like a cross between a redneck and a. I'm not even allowed to say it because I get kicked off of YouTube for saying it, but we'll say a Cajun. So my mom is like South Louisiana, my dad is North Louisiana, and so North Louisiana is indistinguishable, frankly, from like Arkansas. Like I basically like North and South Louisiana are different states, but my mom is from the South Louisiana and my dad is from the North. And so like the North Louisiana is like rednecks. So that's my people. That's my family. That's me. And I had no idea they had rednecks in Ohio. I just learned that. And in Pennsylvania. I realized rednecks are everywhere. I love that. And I said it last night. People from Ohio are kind of built different. Like that's different. The people don't care. They'll let you know. Shout out to people from Ohio. That's probably my cousins. I think Ben is from Ohio. But look at this store. Look at this store. So July 24th, they're posting. July 25th, they have a little outdoor Heroes Rumble car show. And then remember this guy? He had posted this video, Fairfield. This was like this made waves. I don't think I covered it here. Let's watch this guy's video. I'm surprised that thing's still up. Let's watch this guy's video. So this is Fairfield, Connecticut. Not that far from me, compare relative to some of these other stores. We want to update our BAM Fairfield community regarding the situation with a former store in Oregon and the Bricks and the Minifigs corporate offices. We also want to say a huge thank you to all of you who have made a point to come in and have conversations with us and for your continued support. We remain committed to our amazing customers and community here in Fairfield and look forward to bringing you more Lego brick building fun. Dave and Lindsay. So I learned about this video from Echo Base Network, from Coach and Nick over there in Echo Base Network. There was like a whole backstory on this that I don't exactly know, but let's just watch the guy's video. Oh, y'all probably can't hear it, huh? Hold on. I don't think I have the volume on here. Let me, okay.
Hey, I just wanted to jump on here and talk to those of you specifically who have been following along with this controversy with Bricks and Minifigs Corporate, who are concerned, frustrated, angry at all the information and things that have happened over these past 2 months almost. So to do that, we're going to have to do a little bit of things that I can say and things that I can't say. Hey, I just wanted to jump on here, information and things that have happened over these past.
I want to be able to pause it. He said things that I can say and things that I can't say. Now, recall, Bricks and Minifigs Corporate, per the operating agreement, has the ability to log into this account and delete this video if they want.
2 months almost. So to do that, we're going to have to do a little bit of things that I can say and things that I can't say. What I cannot say on any BAM supported channel right now is whether an independent franchise owners association exists. What I can say in person is anything. So if you have more questions about that.
So this seems like a little legal maneuver. This seems like a little bit of a legal maneuver. I can talk in person if you want to talk in person, but I can't say nothing online. Why? Because that would violate a thing you signed. I think it is ridiculous. These folks should be able to say what they want to say, especially because this has now affected their businesses immensely, I'm sure.
Please feel free to come talk to me in the store. What I can say for purely informational and non-promotional purposes is that franchise owners associations are completely legal and normal parts of medium and large franchise systems. Some of the things that they can do, among many, is hold corporate accountable for decisions that they feel are not in the best interest.
Y'all, this all came out before these poor people didn't get their shipments. The tension was brewing already. The tension been brewing. All right, the tension has been brewing. Posts have been going up and coming down. These poor franchisees have been unionizing, organizing, protesting. There's a little bit of a hint that maybe these franchisees are posting things on Instagram and Facebook that are a little bit sassy to the extent they can. And then all of this hits the fan when basically none of them get their August 1st biggest delivery of the year on time.
Of the brand, potentially all the way up to pushing for executive leadership change. Again, that's purely informational, not promotional for any specific organization at all. What I can say is that last month I resigned from Franchise Advisory Council. It's a corporate-led entity of a small group of franchise.
He was on the Franchise Advisory Council for Bricks and Minifigs, and Ammon and Matt talked about the Franchise Advisory Council on their interview with that Morrow Hill guy, the out of whatever this. They talked about this council during this about hour-long podcast. Oh, where was I here?
Who meet regularly to kind of provide a franchisee perspective.
So this guy's like, look, I'm not allowed to say everything online that I guess I would like to say, but just so y'all know, unions and organizing is a part of every pretty much major franchise, huge franchises. They all have union, people that organize in the franchise group, organization, or whatever, association. I don't know exactly what they're going to be calling it. I'm calling it a union. He's like, I can't say everything I want to say. You want to talk to me about it, you could come to me and talk to me about it, I guess. But, unions are normal with franchises. And I used to be on this advisory board for Bricks and Minifigs, and I ain't no more. I quit.
Perspective to corporate, I can't say why I resigned, but I can say it in person. So if you'd like to know, you can come find me. What I definitely can say is that I understand the frustration, the anger that you are feeling now. I share it. And
he's angry and frustrated. He let you know that.
It is a frustrating place to be in because we have also signed a very extensive and restrictive legal document that limits severely what we
He's angry and frustrated, but he can't say nothing.
Can say and what we can do in relation to the franchisor, but BAM Corporate. Most importantly, I guess what I can say is that I get that trust is in short supply right now with this brand. What I would ask you is that even though we're not posting about this all the time, even though we're not talking about it to everybody who comes in the store, we are thinking about this every single hour of every single day.
Wow.
And we are doing everything in our power that we possibly can to protect this community that we have built here in Fairfield. So again, happy to continue this conversation offline with anybody. And thank you again for your support, and we hope that you will continue to do so. Thank you.
Okay, that's a call to action if I ever
Cannot
heard
say
one.
on anything.
Now, what I will say is I personally am not going to be going over there, and I would not encourage, y'all to go over there just for the purpose of, causing drama or anything. But I think what Echo Base Network said, I would agree with that. If you're already somebody that goes over there and has been over there as a customer, you want to go over there and you want to talk to them and you want to ask him what the deal is, he's inviting people to do it. But I'm not going over there. Okay, so now let's go back to Cincinnati East. Somebody had told me
I just wanted to jump on here, and
Katie Lynn had said, look at Cincinnati East. So I'm looking at Cincinnati East, Bricks and Minifigs, and Cincinnati East on July 28th re-shared this video we just watched and the hashtag Stronger Together. with how restrictive Bricks and Minifigs is, with how restrictive that operating agreement is, with how restrictive they are on logging into your social media and being able to delete a comment and also possibly just delete your whole franchise out from under you, I find it pretty brave that the Cincinnati East is out here saying, yeah, I'm resharing it and I hashtag stronger together. I'm in on it. We now have Pokemon cards available in store. We have very limited amount of ETBs randomly placed on the floor throughout the week. Okay. Change of plans, they said 4 days ago. We won't be doing a midnight release for August 1st. Our shipment isn't going to make it in time. We wish we had that answer sooner, so we could have been more transparent with you earlier. I haven't seen this post. This is my first time reading it. We'll get everything on shelves the moment it arrives, and we'll keep you posted as things move forward. Instead, we're holding a sale this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with deals on pre-built sets, certified sets, minifigs, and more. Comments are not off. It looks like you have to follow them for 24 hours before you can comment. 10% off custom figs. Buy 2, get 1 free on all minifigs. Bulk 50% off. Brick Sabers, buy 1, get 1 50% off. 25% off pre-built certified sets. So they're doing the same thing where they had to like basically do a sale to get people in the store. Now again, the next day they post this. Sorry again, we had to cancel this. We hope to have our new sets early next week. August product drop, midnight release canceled. When's this from? 3 days ago, same day. This weekend's plans secured. Popped into the shop to check out the huge sale. 10% off. I mean, that's not really that huge of a sale. 10% off. Custom figs and half off bulk. Don't walk. Run. Get to our store. Come to our store. Okay, I'm not going to play that. I don't know if that's copyrighted. 50% off bulk. So this looks like a nice store. This one's like, looks well stocked in general. Looks clean. So they got, I mean, do they have the dumpster fire up? And look, they're doing kind of a store walkthrough, kind of a hybrid. They're doing a sale and a store walkthrough. August releases are here, so they finally got it. Our team is busy unboxing the latest Lego sets for you. Swing by the shop today. Be the first to snag the new drops. Well, I mean, girl, they're not going to be the first to snag them because they could have got them from Target 3 days ago. But shout out, I'm glad y'all got them out now. It's here, it's here, it's here. August release has finally arrived. We're working hard to get everything out. This was posted a day ago, yesterday. Come see us, come see us. We're working hard to get everything out of the boxes. Lego, toys, 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 building toys. Huh. Sewed Freak said it looks to her like Matt and Ammon lied to their franchisees about being authorized to sell Lego sets. Thanks so much to Amber for the 20 jewels. Thanks so much to Stace O'Rama for becoming a new member. Thank you so much to Zesty House Mom for the 200 jewels. Thank you so much to Jen for the 6 jewels. It is Ninja Go. I'm calling it Ninja Go instead of Ninjago from now on. It looks like Ninja Go to me. It's like a ninja and he's going do things. Fighting or whatever. Ninjaing. Be the first at this location to get them. Yeah. Sorry, but 10% is not a sale. Thank you to Insufferable Maynard fan for the 200 jewels. Ninja gets exactly pronounced ninja. It is Ninja Go. Look, I'm not going to be calling plural of Legos Lego, and I'm not going to be calling it Ninjago unless they need to separate that word. It's Ninja Go. It is. Look at it. Look, just because somebody else pronounces something wrong don't mean they're right. It's Ninja Go. The ninja is going. The ninja is going on adventures. Anyway, Ninjago. Y'all saying Ninjago. That sounds weird. Okay. So they got their sets. Looks like a lot of them are starting to get them today. But today's August 4th. They were supposed to be there midnight. They were supposed to be ready to go on August 1st in those stores. Like, I think they wanted to get them on like the 31st so they could have like midnight launches. So, I mean, girl, they are late as you could get. I mean, at this point, they could have went to the Target and got them. But I guess better late than never. It does appear that, you know, somehow some of these stores are getting it. So it does raise the question though, why? Why is it that just the Bricks and the Minifigs stores had such issues when, I mean, maybe other stores had issues. I didn't research that closely. But you know, Luss and Total AFOL both said other stores didn't have as much of a problem getting them. They had theirs on time. I don't see any FedEx labels. I was looking too. I was looking too for FedEx labels, shipping labels. I didn't see any. Lebanon and it's Lebanon. M. Dewey said, yeah, I don't get dressed and leave my house for less than 30%, and that's iffy. 40, a little more likely. FedEx ground is super fast. No way did everyone's get held up unless they owe FedEx a ton of money, somebody said. I wonder what the chat on Slack looks like. I mean, wrong according to who? Who gets to decide if I'm wrong? Like, I didn't make up the rules of spelling. Okay, I just learned them. So I feel like this like very strongly with Lego as well. Like, how are people in Denmark gonna try to tell me over here in America how I'm supposed to say the plural of an English word? What? No, that is so funny and silly to me. What is it? Let me hold on. What is Ninjago? What is Ninjago? It's ninjas. It's ninjas. Y'all been lied to and fooled. Ninja, and he's going. Look, he's on the go. That thing is $99. Ninja Go. It's ninjas and they're going. This ain't Ninjago. What in the hell is a Jago? I mean, that is a Punjabi word. I think Jago is like a party for a wedding. It's ninjas. Look at him going toward that monster. Look at that ninja going. Y'all the ones been lied to, and you in my chat telling me I'm wrong. Ninja Go. Look at him going. It's a superhero series. I'm tired of Lego trying to tell me how to say stuff and then they wrong. Like, I didn't spend all that money and all that time in my life learning English. These Denmark people are going to be trying to tell me what's right and wrong to say in English. My God, please. Y'all, please. Use your frontal lobe. Please. W Lego take. Y'all, it's not a debate. It's not up for debate. It says ninja and it says go. And it's a ninja. Like, if it was a bird, if it was a flower, if it was a teapot, I'd be like, okay, maybe it's Ninjago. No, it's ninja and he's going. Ninja Go. I never watched no Ninja Go. I never heard of no Ninja Go till really yesterday. Which video? I don't know which video you're talking about. I'm also not about to say Lego for plural of Legos. I mean, these people in Denmark about to tell me how to speak English like I don't have an English degree that I paid for and earned. No, I'm sorry. Now, if we're talking about Denmark, what they speak over there, is Danish a language? I don't know. What language? Let me see. What language do they speak in Denmark? Danish. Yeah, no. I'm not going to be taking Danish people's advice on how to say English words in English. I'm just so sorry. I'm just not. Sorry. Anyway, okay, so. Oh, this even helps even more. Original Power Rangers were Go Rangers. See? You can look up the audio pronunciation. Well, Asian Bear, I have no interest in looking up Denmark people telling me how to speak English. Don't make no sense. It's not a Danish word. It's an English word. Maybe we should make a pronunciation for them. Ungenerationed said, in my opinion, Lego did not want to roll in the mud over this scandal. And this is their response to the situation. Punk bam on the new release? I don't know what happened. I really don't. And this whole conversation, all I've been doing is singing All the Leaves Are Brown and the Skies Are Gray, stuck in my head from you way earlier. Why is this relevant? Because I feel like it. Because I said. BJC American English and British English. British English, I'm sorry, no. I speak American English. It really freaks me out that American kids are saying literally. I've been freaked out about that for a couple months. Like growing up, we always said literally. And I really don't think there's like a right and a wrong way to say that word. I do think that one comes down to pronunciation and like where you're, at in your dialect and stuff. Like at least British people speak English. It's not like Danish people trying to tell me how to talk English. But we say literally with the flap, not literally, literally. The flap, it's called flap when you reduce the t sound to a d sound. Literally. Your tongue goes back and hits the roof of your mouth. Literally. So we've been saying that, and all of a sudden the American kids are saying literally. That shocked me. Yeah, literally. Yeah, they say aluminum real weird over there, girl. I mean, they say some weird stuff. I mean, they're weird. Do hillbilly talk count? I don't know what that means. I'm not a hillbilly though. That's my people. That's my cousins. But I'm like a redneck and a Cajun more so. Medina Dore is stuffing pigs in Lego barrels. I know. The Canadians use the British spelling too. It freaks me out. Advertisement. How they say? Literally. Literally. We literally had to wait 3 days. We had to wait 3 days for our Legos to come in. Lego. Literally. Anyway, Lego is something you do. It's Danish from play good. You can't play good in plural. Why you can't? Y'all like my accent? That's because that's my cousins. If you go back like 400 or 700 years or something, probably like more like 1,000, because my ancestors did run through the Canary Islands for some reason first before they came through America, the United States, currently known as. Nuclear and nuclear is just people ain't saying it right. Like that's different. Like nuclear it's called epenthesis. Maybe Adidas is fine with it because Adidas. They say Adidas. There's no plural for a brand name. You don't say Gaps for multiple Gap stores. Now that, Rocco, let me school you with my English and linguistics education real quick that I paid for and earned. When I say the brand name Lego, I do say Lego. That obviously makes sense. If I say multiple Lego components, like bricks or a bunch of minifigs or a bunch of little Lego blocks, I call them blocks sometimes still myself, I will say Legos because it's plural. It's multiple Lego blocks. So if I'm talking about Lego, the brand, I wouldn't say Legos. That would be ignorant and stupid. I didn't do that and I would not do that. But grammatically, what you're saying on the first part makes sense. Yeah, you wouldn't say Gaps. But you know what? You never spent a lot of time in the American South because you know what they do say? I'm going down to the Home Depots. I'm going down to the Walmart. I'm going down to the, what do they say? I'm going to the Targets. I'm going to the The Walmarts, like, they will say that. Dollar Generals, like, they will say that. So grammatically, in some idiolects, it is that. In some dialects. Bull. That's called a glottal stop. Bull. Legos makes more sense, and it just grammatically is correct. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going, oh, Lego, it means play good. Play good is wrong too. In English, it would be play well. You can't play good, you got to play well. Again, these Danish people thinking they could tell the Americans how to say English stuff, it's very silly to me. I'm not playing along. I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm not. Saying just Lego for multiple is weird. Yeah. See? Wait, hold on, where she went? Katarina said, oh my God, my dad does call it Walmarts. I'm going to the Starbuckses. Y'all want to come? I'm going to we do say that. The home goods, like, we do say that in the American South. We do say that. Anyway. Well, you can still, Rocco, you can still keep saying Legos. You don't have to change how you speak English because Danish people don't know how to speak English. That's okay. You don't have to do that. Made you fall out your chair laughing. Oh, girl, get back in your chair. They say Nike, not Nike. Right. It's Lego bricks. No, it's Legos, but you can say Lego bricks if you want. I mean, I'm gonna be saying the grammatically correct word is Legos. Tower of Babylon over here. I know. And it's Ninja Goes. We're going to get the Ninja Goes. My grandpa said Malwart. My dad used to say, I'm going to go get a Starbucks. Like, instead of getting a coffee at Starbucks, he's like, do you want a Starbucks? Legos, who cares? Well, people that care about grammar care. It's aluminum, not aluminium. That is so weird to me. Okay, so what else? Yeah, I did tell my mama one time that athlete is a 2-syllable word. It ain't athlete. You can say Lego if you don't mind being wrong. If you want to be wrong, you say Lego for plural. If you want to be correct grammatically, coming from someone with an English degree that I earned and who went to graduate school for linguistics, if you want to be wrong, you can say Lego for plural. If you want to be grammatically correct, you can say Legos for plural. Just so y'all know. Okay, so is Ammon McNeff a sociopath? Is he a narcissist? Come to find out, the experts done weighed in. So I want to show y'all this guy. He done weighed in. And he has a YouTube channel called Mind Complex Trauma Recovery. This video came across my feed earlier today, this morning. It's called Bricks and Minifigs Psychological. He spelled psychological wrong. So now I'm second guessing his authority on the matter. However, I'll give him a like. Roman Zanoni breaks down the Bricks and the Minifigs scandal. He's also selling courses, which makes me call into question his authority even more. But I thought some of the stuff he said in this video was interesting. So let's take a listen. He basically does this analysis of Ammon McNeff. You know, Ammon McNeff likes to say other people are psychopaths. Ammon McNeff likes to make up entire fan fiction backstories for people and diagnose them with things to the cops to try to get them arrested and harmed and try to justify, in my opinion, he wanted to kill. He wanted to murder. Probably still does want to murder Ben Schneider. It's what it seemed like to me. Should I get a gun? Should I go get a shotgun and give them to all my employees? So he is a sociopathic, homicidal lunatic, if you ask me. That's my opinion. So we have this guy. He's made a video, Mind Complex Trauma Recovery, Bricks and Minifigs Psychological spelled wrong breakdown. 2 words also spelled wrong. So spelling, obviously not this guy's strong suit, but let's see what he has to say about Ammon.
This Bricks and Minifigs situation that's blown up on YouTube is a really great example of narcissism in the real world and what it's like to encounter someone who's a narcissist or a psychopath or a sociopath who's in a position of power. And man, you don't want to get stuck needing something from a narcissist. Sometimes we can't avoid it. And that's what happened with this man. His name was Brian Mansell. And Mansell entrusted this company, Bricks and Minifigs, with his Lego collection.
Okay, like, I'm actually, like, kind of over the conversation. Like, I'm right, y'all are wrong. But this is the problem. Lego is a noun. No matter how far and long they want to kick and they want to scream and they want to say Lego is not a noun, Lego is an adjective. That's like saying butterfly is an adjective. Human is an adjective. You can't call a human. You can only call it. It's just wrong. Legos are Legos. You don't say Lego bricks. It's Legos are Legos. We have collectively determined that it is a noun, a person, place, or thing. It's not Lego bricks. As much as they want to try to make it Lego bricks, as much as they want to put out a style guide, they're wrong. So, I mean, I really don't know what to tell them. Like, just because you made Legos doesn't mean you get to determine English grammar when you don't even speak English, like as your, as your main language or whatever. So it's very interesting to me. Everybody want to come over here, try to tell Americans what to do and how to talk as usual.
Worth around $100,000 to $200,000, and they were supposed to sell it. They keep a portion of the profits. He gets a portion of the profits. It's on consignment. But after the store changed hands and went from...
I'm not riled up. You're going to know when I'm riled up, and it ain't right now. And that's not how you spell riled. Ben Brick said, I chose not to watch this video because he spelled psychological wrong. Womp womp. Lego could be, yeah, proper noun at that. Yeah, you got to capitalize it. Yep. Yeah, that's what they're trying to say. Lego is the adjective, like red Lego brick, red stupid Lego brick. Like red, stupid, and Lego are supposedly supposed to be adjectives. If you were to say Lego brick, that would be an adjective, no doubt. But when you don't need to say. You don't need to say brick for everybody to know that Lego is what you're talking about. And in that case, if it's more than one, it'll be Legos. If Americans want to make the most sense in the grammar that we use, we will. We will continue to do so. Thank you. Thank you for trying to tell the people who speak the best English, in my opinion, are Americans. We drop all that unnecessary OUR shit. We don't need all of that. And we're the most to the point that there is. So I think we speak the best English, if you ask me. The most sensical, for sure.
Franchisee to corporate taking over, they got involved on some level. And then they no longer allowed Brian Mansell to collect any proceeds from his Legos, nor did they give him his Lego collection back. So Brian Mansell alleges that they owe him for that collection. And that's where he brings in YouTuber Ben Schneider. Ben listens
okay, we know this.
But not in a good way. In fact, they look really bad, especially
Agreed.
the corporate owners of Bricks and Minifigs.
For sure.
And that's where we enter our villain, Emin McNeff. This guy is my example for you of narcissistic behavior.
Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a trauma recovery, mind complex trauma recovery specialist at all whatsoever. I'm not saying this stuff. I'm just watching this video and reacting to it.
Sociopathic, but more so, I think, psychopathic behavior. Now, I'm not saying I'm diagnosing him because I don't know, but I am saying this is what it feels like. The frustration that you see when you watch Reckless Ben's video of him going to Emin McNeff, of him trying to just resolve the subject, of him being polite, of him being patient. It's always a runaround. It's always a brick wall. It's a we'll get to you. We'll call you. You got to call this number. You got to do this. We don't have it. We don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, we have it. Yeah, we know what you're talking about, but you're wrong. And it's their fault and it's her fault and it's his fault and it's your fault. And literally he says to Ben, it's your fault. He says, you stole the
It's
Lego.
everybody else's fault. Now, I do want to correct one factual error here. It was not actually Ammon who said you stole the Legos. That was Josh Johnson.
And it gets to the point where Ben, this YouTuber, starts getting accused of...
Rocco said, why is it color, C-O-L-O-R, sometimes in color, C-O-L-O-U-R at others? That is a difference between the so-called British English spelling system and the American English spelling system. It's really like, honestly, America is the only one. United States of America is the only one that spells it like that. Like even like in India, where the British colonized and did like a several 100 million person genocide over a couple hundred years that nobody ever talks about. The English they speak and write there is British English. They do that OUR thing. The people in Canada do this OUR thing. The same thing with the word glamour, G-L-A-M-O-U-R. So again, I think that U is completely unnecessary, and that's why I think that America has the most efficient English spelling.
his crimes for his attempts to resolve...
Oh, wait. The Australian cousins and the South Africa cousins don't do the OU? I thought y'all did the OUR over there. Please, someone correct me. Please, someone correct me. Is it Yeah. Okay. So Australia does the OUR. Yeah. I think everybody else except the United States does the OUR, to be honest. I really think that.
Lego conflict. This corporation, mainly Emin McNeff, starts accusing Ben of serious crimes, and Ben now has legal cases, criminal cases that he has to fight in court because he just wanted to resolve a business dispute. This is what it's like trying to resolve something with a narcissist.
This is what it's like. Everything's your fault. Nothing's their fault. They're always a victim, and they've never done anything wrong.
Please don't be naive. Don't get yourself caught in a situation like this. But it really brings these behaviors to the forefront. You see behavioral similarities between Emma McNeff and the narcissists in your life, the bosses, the teachers, the co-workers, the police officers, the husbands, especially it's people in positions of authority in church, the priests and the pastors. You've had situations.
Okay. This one, I have a different opinion. I think we all need to be on the metric system. That makes so much more sense. The imperial system of measurement makes no sense at all whatsoever. Why we got feet? Why we got yards? Why we got inches? We need to do millimeters, millimeters, meter. That makes much more sense. See, I'm equal opportunity over here. The thing that actually is the most logical, efficient, and makes the most sense, I'll go with it. So I'm not even going to say the imperial system of measurement is a good thing, girl. That is so stupid. We should just have switched to metric by now. I do agree on that.
You encounter someone who's psychopathic or narcissistic in some way, and they're just darn stubborn to do their evil, and they're not reasonable in a way that you think would make sense to be reasonable. One example you see is extreme externalization of blame.
I'll say this too. I feel sorry for interrupting this poor guy, but I'm willing to give up Fahrenheit as well. Fahrenheit don't make no damn sense. We need to all be on Celsius. 0 degrees seems like it should be freezing. 100 degrees seems like it should be boiling, and I think we should just go with that or whatever. What in the hell with and then the 32 degrees is freezing? That don't make no damn sense. Fahrenheit is stupid. That don't make no sense. Anyway, so see, I'm pragmatic.
So McNeff's public position repeatedly emphasizes that the former franchise owner is to blame. Well, she did it. She's the one who messed up your assignment and didn't pay you and all this stuff. There's videotape of her basically saying, hey, just so you know, there's a consignment here. We have this guy's Legos. It's a lot of Legos. So we need to get this accounted for if you're going to be taking over the store. And then the guy's taking over the store like, don't worry about it. It's none of your business. And now they're blaming her.
Mm-hmm.
Gratefully, she's outspoken. She's been public about her situation.
That's Chris Gorman.
And
she's
that's
like,
an
they
example
screwed
of
me over.
narcissistic behavior. The problem is not what we did. The problem is what they did.
Right.
It's what you did. It's what everyone else did.
Right.
Another thing is DARVO. Have you heard of that?
Yes, I have.
DARVO,
I have heard of it.
RVO, which stands for Deny, Attack, Reverse, Victim, and Offender. And that's the playbook you see with Emma McNeff. Mansell tries to get his Lego collection returned, but the conflict expands because Bricks and Minifig and Emma McNeff portray themselves as the victims. And then
He said Bricks and Minifig.
that they're being harassed. And
I like how we made up 1,000 new names for this store. I call it the Bricks and the Minifigs.
extorted, and they have the police officers come in and they say, police, please help us. Ben Snyder is extorting us. He and then they name the things that he did for his YouTube channel to try to get this stuff back, and they twist it to make it look like he's a bad guy and he's hurting them. That's reverse victim and offender. So they deny, they attack, they reverse the victim and offender.
Darvo.
So they become the aggrieved, victimized party, and the original complaint and the investigator becomes the accused. And literally that's Ben now. Ben, who had nothing to do with it, he was just coming to try to resolve it. Now he's accused of multiple crimes, serious crimes in court. Like violence beyond just harassment and stalking, violent crimes. They said that he was trying to hurt them, and he's trying to hurt people and all this stuff. And they keep saying that we need guns. We have to take up guns to protect ourselves and all this stuff. Like, it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Why are they talking about guns? Ben Snyder does not pose any type of physical threat. Like literally, no offense to him. He's
Literally,
tall.
you heard
He's a
that?
very wiry figure. He's not especially threatening in any way. And he has never, ever.
It's these damn British trying to colonize our language, y'all. Literally, no.
Guns. Ben Snyder does not pose any type of physical threat. Like literally, no offense to him. He's tall. But he's a very wiry figure. He's not especially threatening in any way. And he has never, ever in any of the videos that he's shown imposed a physical threat, like he was going to hurt someone or that he was even angry. He never even shows anger. He shows like indignation, like, we're going to do this. That's how he talks. He's like, come on, guys, we're going to get these Legos back. That's literally how he talks.
Oh, see? He just said literally. That's how we used to say it. This literally thing is new.
Narcissists, sociopaths will use institutional power against the challenger. So in this,
how do I say this word? Toronto. I say Toronto. Some people say Toronto. I say Toronto. So, but listen to what this guy is saying. He said, narcissists and sociopaths, since Ammon wants to accuse everybody else of being a sociopath, narcissists and sociopaths use institutional power and proximity to institutional power to punish people who want to expose them. Listen.
Narcissists, sociopaths will use institutional power against the challenger. So in this case, Ben Schneider is trying to get this resolved, but the conflict eventually involves the corporate leadership, then it involves lawyers, then it involves litigation, law enforcement. Literal police officers are used and weaponized against Ben.
Literal, not literal. See, he even switches back and forth.
Who again is just trying to resolve a conflict, get some Legos back or get some money for his guy. The cops get called on him. They use institutional power against the challenger.
People use institutional power against the challenger. We've already noticed this. Obviously, this isn't news, but this is something apparently narcissists and sociopaths do. And they also reverse the victim and the offender. So I'm just wondering if all of that stuff Ammon McNebb was talking about, oh, Ben, oh, we looked up, there's a guy with Ben's same name who is in jail for pizza and this, that, and the other, and he was probably abused as a kid. It's like reversing the roles. Like, is Ammon trying to tell us something?
Strong narcissistic and control traits sometimes respond to opposition by leveraging whatever authority or institutional powers they can get their hands on. Don't be surprised by that. And then is that it? Well, no, they're not done. The narcissists, the sociopaths, the psychopaths.
What now?
Which is kind of the same thing. The narcissists are more worried about like reputation. The sociopaths and the psychopaths don't care about reputation. So that's why Ammon is probably more of a narcissist, but he's also psychopathic because he's very like behind the scenes and covert about his evil and criminal ways. And there's all types of stuff now coming out about how he took advantage allegedly of store owners, these franchise owners who are working under him and who are franchising it through his business. But escalation is the technique of the narcissist, psychopath, sociopaths, rather than
they don't want to de-escalate. They want to escalate and punish you. How dare you even accuse them? And they won't stop until they ruin your life or they are stopped.
Escalation. So extortion, harassment, court proceedings, viral videos, huge corporate case.
Now, I have dealt with some people that use these tactics in the past myself. They try to use the institutional power. They try to call the cops and lie. They try to go to the courts and lie. They lose in court, and then they file court papers in a whole nother jurisdiction.
The conflict becomes a struggle that has to be won. And you see that's the way Ammon always is taking it. He just escalates and escalates and escalates rather than tries to just like de-escalate the situation. Like, hey, hey, let's talk about this. Let's get this done and squashed. He's not like that. He's like, well, you got to sue us. And you're going to have a hard time suing us because they know that suing is very expensive. Could cost $100,000 to try to get your $100,000 back. So he's like, just sue us. And he knows he's $1 million company, so he can defend himself. And the little guy who's just trying to get their tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, it's going to be tough to do that. That's sad, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You go to a company trying to like sell your Legos and then they steal them and then say, sue me. That's rough. That's a rough situation.
Mm-hmm.
Intimidation, Bricks and Minifigs, legal justification for going after Ben Snyder and suing him and investigating him is that what? They're trying to scare him. They're trying to scare him. They want to intimidate him. They want to overwhelm the opposition so that the opposition can't function psychologically. And they're trying to teach you, challenging me is going to cost you so that you are afraid That's the whole idea. Narcissists and psychopaths want you to be afraid of challenging them.
They want you to be afraid of challenging them. Do not be afraid. Be strong and courageous.
They attack your credibility.
They will.
McNeff and Bricks and Minifigs have made serious accusations.
Man, this guy has the whole playbook for Lima Yevrimovich, whether she's a psychopath, sociopath, narcissist, lunatic or not. I mean, I don't know. I can't diagnose somebody, but I mean, girl, the playbook is here.
The behavior and the motives of Ben Snyder. They try to discredit you. They go into image protection as becoming their central priority, because once Snyder's videos came out, then attracted millions of views. Then what happens? Bricks and Minifigs.
Then they all start calling the cops. Matt starts calling the cops. Their other brother starts calling, Gabriel, I guess, starts calling, or whichever one it is, starts calling the cops. Ammon, we sighed a huge sigh of relief. We sighed a huge sigh of relief when Ben Schneider was put up into the jail. Now y'all let him out. The cop is like, yeah, that was a judge. We didn't let him out. Robert said, sorry, but isn't half the corporate world like this? Chilling effect, etc. Yes. And there is an astronomically disproportional amount of high-level corporate workers who are sociopaths. There's a very high level, like, let's say 1 to 5%. I'm just making this number up, but let's just say it's 1 to 5% of the entire population of the world is a narcissist or a sociopath, let's just say. But like 30 to 50% of CEOs are narcissists and sociopaths. I'm making these numbers up, but it's like a gross overrepresentation. So yeah, you are right. A lot of the corporate world is like this, but a lot of them are these types of people because these are the types of jobs that they are drawn to. They want to have power. They want to have authority. They want to have status. They want to have control. And namely, they want to be in charge because they don't want anybody else to be telling them what to do. And they want to exact control over other people. That not only do they not want to be told what to do, most of us don't want to be told what to do, but they also want to tell other people what to do. They want to have the power to do it. They want to have the power to control others. And so they end up in these jobs. I don't want to be a CEO. I don't want to be in charge of nothing. Except my own self. That's it. That's it.
Makes it their number one concern to fix their reputation or protect their reputation through corporate statements, interviews. He starts going on podcasts. He's doing interviews. He's going on the news. Why is he going on the news? He's trying to control his image, his reputation. And he has his narcissistic defenses that are activated by the public humiliation, by the loss of status. Then you see him trying to go into this image protection mode. Narcissists do this. Narcissists have lack of empathy. You see the lack of empathy and they're handling it with Mansell. They're just like, yeah, we don't care that he lost his money, that he's an old person, that his parents are old, and that's who he's selling this for. I think Mansell was selling it for his father, who's like very old and terminally ill. So that's part of the reason why this became so famous, by the way, is people could see that lack of empathy. And they're transactional rather than relational in their problem solving. They have difficult conceding to an opponent's central point.
Irrational. Lacking in the ability of problem solving, or, I'm interpreting that as meaning like coming to a resolution. They have a difficult time conceding to any point. Ammon won't concede on anything. I've never heard Ammon say, there were mistakes made on our part. We made some mistakes. We would definitely do some stuff different. Do you know what he said that they should have done differently? They shouldn't have hired certain people. They shouldn't have allowed certain franchisees to be in the bid. It's really everybody else's fault. But if they have to take blame for anything, it's, we should have done a better job of, keeping out essentially what it seemed to be. It was Chris Gorman. I mean, that's pretty much what they're basically saying. Yeah, we should have never let Chris Gorman run a store and own a store. Instead of saying, yeah, we made mistakes. We should have done a better job accounting. They're pointed the fingers at Josh. They pointed the finger at Brandon Best. Parted ways with them, even though they're still co-plaintiffs represented by the same lawyer. So I think that might have all been just a big charade. It's Crystal Gorman's fault. It's Ben Gorman's fault. It's Brian Mansell's fault. It's Ben's fault. It's Ben's crew's fault. All of this is all of their fault. Nothing at all ever in history has Ammon done wrong. He's never admitted to it. They won't concede.
just concede to Ben's point. Like, oh yeah, maybe we handled this wrong. That's all you have to say. Oh yeah, maybe it got lost in the shuffle. Let's just solve it. And then you see that they shift once they see the reputation is taking a hit. Then all of a sudden they want to meet with the Mansell family. We're ready to meet. We're ready to sit down. And then they also focus the conflict on you. So now they focus the conflict on Ben.
So instead of, okay, there was this Legos collection. It's now collection of Legos. It's now missing some of it. Let's get to the bottom of it together. Let's work together. No, now it's, we're being harassed. We need to get guns for our stores. We need to get the losers that work in our corporate stores. We need to get these losers guns so they can murder people who come in to ask a question instead of getting to the bottom of the actual problem. They make this huge circus, making themselves into victims, making themselves into the aggrieved parties when really, I mean, the victim, if anything, is Brian Mansell and his family. And now Ben and now the other people who have been victimized and had guns drawn on them by police officers for no freaking reason. None of that gets any credit at all whatsoever. It's all just, oh, it's all their fault. Now everybody's focusing on Reckless Ben versus, or Bricks and Minifigs versus Reckless Ben versus Bricks and Minifigs instead of what about the Legos and where are those? They create this circus so still they don't have to be held accountable. Or so they think.
But Ben is not the central person in the conflict, but they made it about Ben now. And so now they're in the retaliation cycle.
Crystal is the name on the lawsuit, but her husband, Ben, does say Chris sometimes. So that leads me to believe she maybe goes by Chris. But sometimes I just like, in my mind, you know, I see pictures in my mind. I see her name on the lawsuit. So I will say Crystal. But I think her name is Crystal, but she goes by Chris. Same, like, you know, type of, it's, I think both maybe. Chris is short for Crystal. Right.
Public humiliation, the perceived threat to their identity and their status, and now you get the rage and the defensiveness, and then the attempts to regain control of the narrative.
Yep.
So it's definitely
they are desperate. They are desperate to regain control of the narrative.
Paralleled to narcissistic behavior and sociopathic behavior. There's an original grievance, and there's a denial and a dispute. Then the challenger investigates. The challenger becomes the enemy. Then the accusations against the challenger start flying. Then they use the institutional power and the legal escalation. Then they try to restrict the challenger. Then there's public backlash. And then eventually there's conciliatory movement toward the original aggravated party. But they should have tried to do something kind and empathetic in the first place. But guess what?
So now the only thing he's saying, like, basically, I think this is how I'm interpreting it. He's saying basically they realized at some point they miscalculated with their original plan. So then they changed the plan to be like, all right, let's make amends with the original aggrieved party. That would be like the Mansell parties. And then let's just keep going after Ben. But it's like, it's too freaking late for that. You should have did that months ago at this point. Just like he tried to turn things against Chris, that's Chris Gorman, but saying Chris Gorman never should have done the consignment. It's her fault. Any of this happened because of her. If she would have followed the rules, we wouldn't be here. But there's that turned out to be possibly a lie, because we've looked at many franchise agreements now. We've looked at these franchise agreements. We've looked at these operating agreements, and none of them say that none of them say that consignments are prohibited. So that wasn't even true. That wasn't even true. It's a well-known pattern. You lie. If you don't lie, then the bringer of the news lies. Fake news. Thanks so much to Kitty for the $2. Stop saying Danish. I'm getting hungry. Thank you, Fly Chomper. Looked up. Could have went supposedly acceptable. Or could have gone, right? Thanks so much for the $2, Fly Chomper. Thanks so much to Pyrex PGH for the $1.99. Ammon suffers from King Baby syndrome. What is that? Thank you, Andrea, for the $5 super chat. Thank you, Rose, for the $1.99 update. What's the update? My daughter's 23. Huge diatribe. Delusions. Talking my family. Blue. Weird. Unofficial Lust Raid. Shout out to the Lust Raid. blame the rogue franchisee was their MO. These clowns really thought that the franchise owners would not expose them. They thought they had some intimidating tactic over them. Boy, were they wrong. Well, Rocco, the franchisees really haven't exposed them. They've done a few things here and there. I mean, they're posting a dumpster fire Lego set. They posted, oh, I can't talk publicly, but come talk privately. I mean, definitely seems like the franchisees, some of them have been communicating with YouTubers, not me. I have not. I will let y'all know, and this is the honest truth. I have not communicated with not one single current franchisee, except the one store I went into, and I don't even know if that guy knew who I was, and I did not talk to him about this at all. I just walked around the store because I wanted to see what it looked like inside of one of those. So I don't know what the franchisees are doing and not doing. They do seem to have been organizing. They seem to be organizing, and there's this, it's like an acronym for it's like an acronym for Bricks and Minifigs Union or whatever. But I don't know if these franchisees are really going to ever be able to expose them. I really don't. Like, or if they are going to, I'm not going to say be able to, but if they are going to expose them, like, I'm almost certain if these franchisees start to try to expose Bricks and Minifigs, like for real, like where they're actually saying stuff, not just where they're actually saying stuff and they're not just saying like, oh, I can't talk about it, which again, I want to give them full credit and full shout out. Like, I completely understand why they're not out here fully exposing, because first of all, maybe they try to in the dark of night and bam, just logs in and deletes the post. They also stand to lose their entire life savings and their entire business and get kicked out of their store. That is many of their probably livelihood. We have seen lawsuits against BAM, Bricks and Minifigs, where they come in and take all your shit and ask questions later. They take everything from you and ask questions later. And so I completely understand why they can't expose. But that's why Bricks and Minifigs and the corporate powers that be over there have assumed the franchise owners would not expose them. But here's the thing, and this is what I wanted to talk about today, which I pretty much did at this point, but all this stuff was already brewing. These franchise owners, in my opinion, you know, the independently owned and operated or whatever stores, in my opinion, some of them were probably wanting to say things and they just couldn't. They were silenced. They were stopped from being able to say things. And I think probably some of them wanted to talk, but they were like, I don't want to lose my whole income and my livelihood and get kicked out of my store and whatever. Like, they see what happens. Chris Gorman didn't do anything wrong except just say, hey, I want to maybe possibly sell this location to somebody else. Boom, you're kicked out that day or the next day or whatever, very soon after that. The lawsuit we read yesterday, somebody got a divorce and wanted to transfer her ownership over to her mother, the other business partner. Bricks and Minifigs terminated their franchise agreement over that. And so it's like, I can see where it's like, in like old, like medieval times or whatever, they would have these different little kingdoms or these different little fiefdoms where they would hang tortured dead people at the beginning of the entrance of a city. They would put heads on stakes and spikes and stuff to let people know who are entering into that town and that little fiefdom. If you act crazy, if you act up here, this is what's going to happen to you. They would put people out on the walls. They would put people sometime live. This was like a torturous, time in history. But they would put they would line up bodies, walking in for a long time, walking into a city. So it's like, oh man, by the time you get into those gates, you're not going to be acting too crazy. That's what happens to people who come here and steal. That's what happens to people who come here and wreak havoc or whatever, right? So in a way, some of these stories getting told publicly probably made some of these Bricks and Minifigs franchise owners even more afraid, even more scared to come out, because it's like, look what they did to Chris Gorman. Look what they did to Last Relic. Look what they did, according to them, right? I wasn't there, I don't know, but I do believe them. Look what they did to Christina Maria Cooper. Look what they did to Austin King. That's what they do to people. And now it's been so highly publicized, they're probably even more afraid than they were before. It used to be, oh, maybe they could take my stuff. Now it's, oh, they will. That being said, I do think if all of them are moving together as a block, it's going to be harder to sue all of them. Zan, I want to know the same thing. Thank you so much for the $9.99. Why aren't Ammon and Josh being charged with giving false reports to the police? They created a sense of danger so much that the dumb American Fork brought guns to a Lego fight. I want to know the same, Zan. Rocco said, I don't think expose is the right word, but like not backing them up the way they probably expected. Yeah, they probably thought that they would be able to pressure. I'm assuming Bricks and Minifigs corporate thought they would be able to pressure the Bricks and Minifigs franchise owners a little more into doing what they wanted them to do, saying what they wanted them to say, and taking up for and defending Bricks and Minifigs. I do think they probably thought that they would be able to do that a little bit more. It doesn't look like they're doing that. I haven't seen not one Brick and Minifig come out and say, I like them so much and everyone's being mean. Now maybe they did. I'm saying I didn't see it. I'm just saying I didn't see it. Okay, Dirty Wizard said, Lus has been getting inside information from the Slack channel. Okay. Apparently, a lot of the franchisees are sticking with the McNeffs, and that's their right to do. They know more about this than I do. They're on the inside of there in the Slack. Thanks so much to Andrea for being a member for 1 month. Thanks so much to Gamer Boy for the 2 jewels. Thanks so much to Rose Investigates for the $1.99 super chat. BAM map update on who controls BAM websites. Okay, yeah. Okay. One login to rule them all. Runs every independent store's website. Every Bricks and Minifigs store presents itself as a local independent business. Its website says so. Look closer at the website and a different picture appears. The 252 stores, okay, this is not 300 by the way. They have these 252 stores, but it's all one website. They are all on one website. They're all run from a single login. Oh. That the store owner doesn't hold. So the store owners can't log into their own websites? Huh. You can confirm the whole of it without signing into anything. The evidence is in plain view on the company's own public pages. Start with the address bar. Pick any store and look at its web address. Akron. Is it Akron or Akron? I thought Akron, right? Akron, Ohio? It's Akron? Theirs is bricksandminifigs.com/Akron -OH period. Or not period, but that's the end of the sentence. Boise's is bricksandminifigs.com/Boise-ID. Every one of the 252 stores is the same. A slash and a city name on the end of the company's own domain. That is not a small detail, right? So this is like a website, and then each store has its own little extension. Bricks and Minifigs Boise, Bricks and Minifigs Akron, Bricks and Minifigs Timbuktu. That is not a small detail. An independent business owns its own website. It would be like akronbricks.com or whatever. A Bricks and Minifigs store doesn't have that. Its website is a folder inside the company's main website. All 252 of them sit on a single web address that the company owns. The folders are not just tidy naming, they are subsites of one installation. Every image on every store site is served from a path like /uploads /sites /319, where the number is that store slot on a single network. Akron is 319. Albuquerque is site 11. This site counted, so the BAM map counted 242 stores carrying their own number, running from 4 up to 397. This is a standard setup called a WordPress multi-site network. One piece of software runs many sites at once, and it has one owner, one single network administrator. Here's the part that matters. By the way the software is built, that one administrator can publish publish to, rewrite, or switch off any site in the network from a single dashboard without the individual site's owner lifting a finger. The store owner is not that administrator. The store owner is just a user on somebody else's website. And it's not run by the store owner either. Like, you could run something that you don't own. They don't own it and they don't run it, apparently. They don't have to log into it, is what this update is saying. The same face in every town, because it is one system, the same material shows up across the network. The clearest example is the staff. The same stock photograph of a smiling team. The same stock photo of a smiling, quote, team appears on 100 of the sites, 104 of these sites, presented at each of those websites as the people that you're going to meet at that location. A second photo appears on 101. A single storefront photo taken at one Oregon store, which one, is reused as a generic decoration on 125 other store website pages. The pages match too. The same set of pages exists across the network, store after store. The BAM family history page is on almost all of them, 218 of them. The buy, sell, trade page is on 189. The plan and event page is exactly the same on 146 of them. The local business a customer thinks they're visiting is a copy stamped out of one master and given a city name. Now, I'm not trying to say this is wrong or bad or against the law or something like that. However, it does fly in the face that this is independently owned and operated. So I actually don't have any problem at all whatsoever with Bricks and Minifigs Corporate wanting their websites to all have a sort of uniform look. You see this at law firms, for example. There will be a law firm. Now, this is very different. This is very different than a corporate store. I'm not saying it's the same, but what I am saying is I've seen this before in professional businesses, professional partnerships, corporations, where it's like you might go to let's say Skadden, that's a law firm. Skadden, New York, Skadden, San Francisco, Skadden, Los Angeles. You go to the websites, they look exactly the same. People's profile pictures, their bio pictures, they all look exactly the same. They might have the same exact photographer go and take all these pictures across the country. These are things that are like there's a cohesiveness. You want to know you're getting a Bricks and a Minifigs website. And if you have Bricks and Minifigs website and they all look different and they all look thrown together, that, it looks kind of sloppy. But what I do find important here is that Bricks and Minifigs Corporate tries to avoid accountability and responsibility for many things by saying all their stores are independently owned and operated. They all run their businesses. They all run their websites. They all run their sales. They decide how much they want to pay. They decide all this stuff. We don't have anything to do with that over here at corporate. But it's like the more we look at it, is that even really an accurate way to describe what's going on here? The websites are not the only channel run this way. The company says it in writing in the operations manual. Quote, corporate staff will create your Facebook and Instagram accounts and assign them to your store during the onboarding process. The store doesn't open its own accounts. Corporate opens them and hands them over to the owners. The same manual routes every piece of a store's marketing through a corporate approval inbox down to a t-shirt or a bulk bucket. Across the store's whole public voice, its website, its Facebook, its Instagram, its marketing, the same pattern holds. Their channels are all built by the company, and the company keeps the login. The company keeps the keys. The company keeps a foot in the door. They never fully relinquish control, allowing a full control for independence, for an independently owned and operated store. Put the two together and the ordinary reading of independent doesn't survive. That's what I'm trying to say. A single network login controls all 252 store websites. One person can post the same thing to every store all at once. They can edit any store's pages, take a store's entire website down. This is what a WordPress network administrator can do by design. It is the difference between a company that keeps its franchisees that helps its franchisees build websites and a company that holds the only key to all of them. Store owner who falls out with the company doesn't have the website that customers use to find them, the accounts they post from, or the marketing they're allowed to run, because none of it was ever theirs. And yet, every one of these stores is required by the same company's manual to tell the public that the store, in the bottom of every email, that their store is independently owned and operated. All 252 of those websites sit in one address under one login, and that's where we have a problem. In fairness, they do their little counterpoint, which I am glad they do. A franchisor, that's BAM, providing and hosting its franchisees' websites is ordinary and lawful. Running them on one WordPress is common and efficient. Many franchise systems do work this way, and it saves small owners the cost and difficulty of building and securing a website. There's also shared templates. Why reinvent the wheel kind of thing, right? And that's why I said a while ago, I don't think it's illegal. I don't think it's against the rules. I don't think it's something wrong with it, but it does kind of, it's just another kind of sort of like marble to put on the scale of independent versus not independent. If they don't run their websites, if they don't even have the login to their own website, is it an independently owned and operated store? And it's starting to kind of remind me of like MLMs. Now, I'm not saying the model is like an MLM, although it could be. I'm just not prepared at this point to make that full leap. But it's reminding me of multi-level marketing, like direct sales, in a way that when somebody is recruited to sell, Avon or whatever, Amway, whatever the case may be, direct sales, when they're hired or when they're not hired, when they're recruited to do this, they'll often be lured by, don't you want to set your own hours and run your own business? Don't you want to be a entrepreneur, small business owner? Come, $129 startup to start your own business. Start your own small business. Don't you want to not have a boss? Be your own boss. But then once these people get into these schemes, and I'm not saying Bricks and Minifigs is a scheme, but could be, I don't know. Once these people get into these Mary Kay and Avon and all this, they realize there is still so much control over them. Where they can post stuff, what they can say. They got to be on these meetings all day. They got to be having a team call in the morning, a team call at night, where it's like, you advertised to me I was supposed to be running my own business and being my own boss, but you telling me what to do all damn day and night. It's starting to feel like, is that possibly what's going on? Provo and Orem has the highest concentration of MLMs in the country. I just want to look and see if anything's been filed. Probably not. There was a filing yesterday asking for an extension. I want to see if the judge has granted it. Otherwise, Ben and them missed their deadline. Yeah, the judge granted it today. Yesterday. It was granted yesterday. Order granting motion, which was at docket 28. And 29. So both of these were granted. Brian and Ben and Victor and Reckless Ben LLC. Order granting motion for extension of time to answer complaint. Deadline to respond to the complaint is extended to and through September 2nd. So it's in about a month. Answer deadline updated also for Victor and Ben and Reckless Ben LLC. All of their answers are all due on September 2nd. Yeah. So the judge granted the motion to extend the deadline. Thank you to Daybreak for the $4.99. I think Ammon expected the franchisees and more public would react with, these thug YouTubers are ruining everything. Yeah, I did too. Thank you, Dark Sahara Rose, for the $5 super chat. Ethical psychologists don't try and diagnose someone they don't interact with. It's a big no-no. That guy's not a psychologist. I don't think he's saying he's a psychologist. I think he's just a guy on the internet. Thank you, Dottie, for the 2 jewels. He might be, but I would expect him to be able to spell psychological if he was a psychologist. Thank you for the 2 jewels, Dottie, and to Rusty for the 10 jewels. Thank you to Mark for being a member for 1 month. Okay. There was something else I wanted to show y'all too. Actually, a few more things. Let me get my notes together here. Okay. Let me see this. So I don't know if y'all saw the husband and wife law team. I love him. I've been following him for a long time on Instagram and stuff, but he's really kicked up the making YouTube videos. Since this Bricks and Minifigs thing. Thank you to Sugar for the Sugar clips for the 200 jewels. Thank you. Oh, y'all like him. Yeah. Okay. Y'all like him. Yeah, they did a good video yesterday. That's the one I wanted to show y'all a part of here. Okay. Zan, thank you for the $1.99. Could Ben make owner release a part of a settlement? Could Ben make owner release? What does that mean? Could Ben make owner release part of a settlement? I mean, I guess theoretically, sure. I mean, anything could be part of a settlement. He could make Chicken Dance part of a settlement, but I extremely highly doubt in reality that would happen. I doubt they would agree to it, even if he wanted to. Like Ben could demand anything. He could demand they do a chicken dance, but that doesn't mean they have to do it. So, I mean, I guess, thank you for the $1.99. I guess they could. I guess he could, but I don't think there's any universe where they're going to release anything. Like, this is their whole business, is having these owners buy the you-know-what. This is interesting to me. I've thought of this before. Daybreak said, it makes me think the way they got Amanda to go all in on the attack was by promising her a too good to be true deal to buy the store once they were rid of Brian Mansell. Right. Could be. And also, there's nobody at the top of Bricks and Minifigs that's any different than Ammon. Right. He's gotten most of the heat because he comes out and makes a lot of these public statements. And he's the president. He's really the highest chief executive officer. So he does get a lot of the heat, and I think he deserves a lot of the heat. But I don't think any of these people are different than him. I think they all act like this. And they're all working in tandem and collectively. Okay, so this video right here, it's called Bricks and Minifigs Situation is Out of Control. We'll watch the first couple a few seconds because I want y'all to see the intro. And then I want to go to the part of the video where he's reacting to this sassy thing right here.
In your opinion, would you go get a shotgun and bring it in the store?
He keeps asking, like,
Please, officer, give a clear no when we come back to this video.
I personally encourage people who are able to carry legally to carry.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
He's funny.
You're a police officer on the job with someone making accusations with no basis who may be lying to you, who's asking your permission, and you're saying, go get him. You noted that they went into that store and threatened lives. So if this is the same store that you got surveillance video of, and they did not threaten anyone's life, then you know he's lying. What is up, everybody? Mark.
Okay, let me find the part. Let me find the part where he's talking about the part I want to show y'all. I'm going to go to the transcript and search through the transcript. Okay. Let's start here. This is about the 17-minute mark.
guys to court. You guys don't deserve to go to court, and anyone that tries to take you to court, we're going to put them in jail indefinitely.
Forever. They're a flight risk.
They started threatening to kill some of the staff. And so they're just like, hey, if you don't, we're gonna kill you if you don't give this guy his money back and all this other stuff. And like,
wait, I want to go before this. Actually, it was the part where he was saying, "What are you scared of, afraid of?" Okay, let's start here. 8 minute 36-second mark.
You watch this, I feel like you're just like, dude, this is hilarious. I'm like, dude, this pisses me off. Yeah, it's pretty funny, yeah. What the heck? Like, he's literally lying through his freaking teeth.
I don't know
I will say Victor says literally correctly for an American.
what's been done since he was arrested yesterday. Sure. Like, we all sighed a big sigh of relief this morning knowing that he was arrested last night.
Okay, I love this guy's reaction and commentary to this specific part. So I did go back 10 seconds. I loved it. I was clapping, arfing like a seal on my couch last night watching this, or yesterday afternoon.
Lying through his freaking teeth.
I don't know what has been done since he was arrested yesterday. Sure. Like, we all sighed a big sigh of relief this morning knowing that he was arrested last night.
I would love the chance to interview. And I would ask him if I had a chance to play this clip. Honestly, not coming at him, just ask him. I want you to listen to what he says.
Like, we all sighed a big sigh of relief this morning.
This would be my question. What were you worried about? Were you worried about your reputation? You can go online and share all the facts, do interviews and share the facts. You can respond to the lawsuit or start a lawsuit as you did and prove you're right. If you're right, you have every chance to prove it. Why is this guy being in jail a huge sigh of relief? Has he ever done anything to show that he is a threat of...
That pause is diabolical. This is the exact same thing that guy who was talking about the psychological analysis said. He's like, what did Ben do that was so threatening? What exactly are you scared of? Because we know that they've been saying, oh, there was death threats. There was extortion. There was this, that, and the other. We haven't seen no evidence of that. We have seen no evidence of that at all whatsoever. So what is it exactly Ammon is so scared of? It's clearly not that he thinks Ben is going to hurt him. It clearly, obviously. So what is he so scared of? Why does Ben need to be locked in a cage?
Physical violence to you, the people that you're responsible for, maybe not legally, but in your heart, for the people who work for you. Why a sigh of relief? You know, I have clients all the time, every day of my whole life, many, many clients. And sometimes they are really angry at the person who stole something major from their life. But it's over, and they're not a threat at that point. We don't lock them up. So you don't get to lock up everybody you don't like. I honestly want to know, why did you breathe a huge sigh of relief? Did you think they could keep Reckless Ben in jail until the whole civil lawsuit was over?
It's funny because when I was watching this, I think I even said it to y'all when I was watching this. We were watching that newly released body camera footage that Chris Reports things put up. It was like all this four new body cam footages, and one was from, inside the store and all that. But another one of them, there were 3 that were calls with the police and the police cruisers. And in it, when he said we all sighed a huge sigh of relief when we saw that they were in jail. When he was in jail, we sighed a huge sigh of relief. When I was reacting to that, I said, I bet you did. Because he ain't going to be out here putting his video out again or anymore. Because remember, when he got arrested and when all this went down, it was March. He hadn't even put out the video yet. He didn't put the video out till May.
Them up. So you don't get to lock up everybody you don't like. I honestly want to know, why did you breathe a huge sigh of relief?
Right.
Did you think they could keep Reckless Ben in jail until the whole civil lawsuit was over and he begged forgiveness, even if you can't prove that you...
They did. They wanted to keep Ben in jail forever until the civil lawsuit was over, so they could, Ammon and the rest, could get control over the narrative, could get control over punishing any uprising, could threaten, in my opinion, I believe that's what they wanted to do, any potential franchisees who wanted to possibly work with Ben, and they wanted to regain that power, regain that status, regain that reputation, regain that control. Now, could they have possibly ever done that? I think absolutely freaking not. The cat was out the bag. But yeah, I actually do think that Bricks and Minifigs corporate, in particular Ammon and the McNeffs, they wanted to have Ben locked up in a cage for the entirety of the civil lawsuit, which is obviously not going to happen. But that's what they wanted. That is what they wanted. And they wanted to use the institutional power and the connections that they had with the police in various cities and municipalities in Utah to do that. So what it looked like to me, that's my opinion.
Steal this stuff, you're being accused of stealing stuff. You know what your best defense is? It's not locking up Reckless Ben. It's not calling the police and having conversations like they're your pals, because whether they are your pals or not, at that moment they have a job. At that moment their job is to be a police officer to serve the whole community, not their friend. So there are many times in life where you have an official role and a friend role. And sometimes you're playing one or the other, not both together. The huge sigh of relief over what? I would love to find out. Maybe there's more to the story that hasn't been shared.
What's the
I would
relief?
love to know why that's true.
The secret ingredient is crime.
He was arrested last night. And then to have this happen all over again, like everyone's feeling some pretty significant trauma that he's just not going to stop.
Did he say trauma?
Listen
I wish
to this, is
upon
funny.
all of us here in this room and everyone listening that you should be blessed with the fact that this could be considered trauma in your life.
We have
the fact that
significant
someone you don't
trauma.
like who thinks you stole stuff, not being in jail is traumatic. May all of us live a life where that is our trauma.
So it's not the police or corrections that let him out. That's going to be a judge, right?
Damn it. Damn judge, let the man out of jail. I would have kept him there.
That would be a complaint that would have to be directed towards their office to find out what's the deal. Why would you?
You are a police officer. You know full well no one's going to pick up the phone, complain to a judge, and the judge is going to change what they do. They're not even allowed to do that. They'd be violating judicial ethics if they took a call from a complainant or an alleged victim and changed their ruling under the law as it relates to it. And this is a sign of somebody unwilling or unable to have a difficult conversation. This police officer knows what I just said. People in the public, you don't deal with this every day. You may not know what we can or cannot do in approaching judges, but I can tell you that a police officer who's been a police officer a long time knows that, you know how many times police officers get frustrated with what judges and prosecutors do? All the time. Go ask any police officer friend of yours, and they can give you examples of times that they think the prosecutor's office or the judge did not do what they thought should have been done. It's a part of the process. Everyone's got a different role to play. He could have said, let me tell you something, there's nothing you can do because this is the judge. Instead, he said, you'll have to lodge that complaint. So he either was unwilling to have that conversation, okay? Or he's just really has trouble with confrontation and didn't want to give the bad news. Because I can tell you, unless this is his first day on the job, he knew full well there was no such complaint that would make any difference in the world.
The secret.
How do I call? How do I call the judge? You don't. You wait to go to court. You should know this by now with all the lawsuits you've been in.
Ingredient is crime.
Police officers we tried to keep him in jail until his court case for a month, but the stupid judge let him out. So don't complain to me, complain to the judge.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I suggest you put all evidence that you have against this guy on that.
He acts really cutesy, like he's clearly got some form of sociopathic disorder.
I like that guy. I like this husband-wife law team guy. Okay, somebody said Ben Gorman. They were excited because Ben Gorman was teasing some type of possible document drop this week. I didn't see that. Let me go take a look. Wait, which video is it? It can't be this. This is his book. I guess 5 days ago? I'm not about to watch an hour-long book chapter. Maybe somebody could tell me which one of these videos where he said something, you were excited about something coming soon or something. It must be this. Bricks and Minifigs chooses the explosive diarrhea crisis management strategy. But that was 5 days ago. I'm definitely not watching an hour. And also, it's already on chapter like 25, so it would just be like dropping right in the middle. Yeah, a cutesy psychopath, right? Right. Can you watch? No, absolutely not. I don't. That they stress me out. That behind the scenes stresses me out, and it's like overstimulating to me. But y'all should go and watch that. Thank you, Josie, for becoming a new member. Okay, Patrick said last week, Ben and Chris were talking about going on a road trip this week. Sheldon also said Ben's part 4 is being filmed this week. That's probably the hint he was talking about. Okay. Fly Chomper said, yeah, he doesn't want Ben out there making videos. But also, Ammon is playing victim, pretending fear to reinforce Ben is out to unalive. Explosive. But where? What part? That one's still like 40 minutes long. What's the part? Because like people are saying it's a hint, and like he talks in riddles on purpose. Because I mean he has to because he's in a lawsuit, or his wife / significant other is. I think they're married. Spouse, partner. He talks kind of in riddles. That's why I think that's one of the reasons he's doing this book. It's like, okay, it's not a nonfiction, right? It's a fiction, but it's like based on the different characters. It's kind of like he's like a writer, so it's not like straightforward. A toy company should make the Ammon McNeff string drama. Wah, wah. Aunt Lala said I'm starting from the beginning at 2 times. They are both lawyers. They have 8 children. Who? Whomst? This actually Chris Gorman posted. It's made its way to one of my favorite TikTok channels. What is this? It's like an emu or an ostrich.
Halt! American folk police.
God.
Take that.
Bobby.
What is wrong with
Bobby,
you?
Bobby.
What do you got there? Contraband. Stolen Lego.
Oh my God.
It's mine. It's under consignment. Fucking get back here. I'll release the ostrich body cam footage.
Cute. Ben stuck between. I'm just checking out the Reddit, see if anything's been happening over there. Ben stuck between a rock and a hard place. Ben has a ton of other undercover cases he's working on that seem incredibly excited about. I imagine it's incredibly difficult to focus on them while the BAM saga continues, but if he wants to settle legally and be able to move on, all of us are going to be pretty unhappy about it. Not me. I'm ready for this thing to be resolved. I'm ready for there to be some justice served. I was thinking about how there are so many amazing sleuths digging up dirt and posting about it before Ben would even have a remote chance of finding it himself, or even if he did, it would be for sure uncovered before he would have a chance to produce and release a video. Everybody's doing a massive favor legally for Ben, probably 100K plus of research being done for them, but as a content creator, it does let out some steam. I'm not really going anywhere with this post, but was just thinking if I was a content creator, I would probably be less excited to continue working on the Bricks and Minifigs case if there actually is a reasonable settlement. At the same time, maybe I'm just thinking this way because I'm obsessed with this saga. What are y'all's thoughts? I think Ben is rolling with the punches no matter what. What else? We saw that. There's going to be justice. It's going to be in 3 years at this rate. I mean, I did want to just plug a word from my sponsor. Word from my sponsor. It's me. Get your They Lied BJC Live Show merch on pre-order now. Just hopped on. Do people believe Lego dropped BAM? I think it's inconclusive. Some people do, yes. So TLDR, some people do think that. Other people think no. Some people think it's actually just a comedy of errors with Bricks and Minifigs itself. Like the BAM corporate is just, they got all of the stuff and they didn't ship it out in time. So me personally, I have no idea. No, it doesn't order. It'll probably end Friday. I'll let y'all know. But it's definitely not going to end tomorrow. Probably Friday or maybe Saturday. Don't ask Lego. They definitely not going to tell you. Sound like their director of operations messed up. Well, maybe they should actually hire someone who's qualified. Robert said, I think it's just incompetence from headquarters. Again. Oh, man. Down the Rabbit Hole News is talking about Keefe D. That's one of the trials I wanted to cover. I think it's going to be starting next month. Keefe D is the one who's on trial for the Tupac unaliving. Like, what was that, 30 years ago at this point? Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm 7 subscribers away from 21,000 subscribers. Can I get 7 subscribers? Can 7 people subscribe if you don't mind? I want to hit 21,000. I'm so close. So close. Hold on, I'm just doing some stuff back here in the back end. Okay. Down the Rabbit Hole News, shout out to her, is doing an exclusive reading right now of the Keefe D trial, grand jury transcripts. So I have y'all going over there to her. Thank you so much, Scruffy, for the 10 jewels. If anything happens else today, I might be, thank you, Giganti, for subscribing. If anything else happens today, I might come back on. Okay, so Lego didn't drop BAM, they saying. Okay. Thanks so much to Josie for gifting 1 membership. If you got the membership, make sure you say thank you. I got all y'all going over there to Rabbit. She is covering the Keefe D. It says exclusive. If anything else happens, I will come back on here today, or I will see you another time. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation, neither are opinions. Please don't send any hate to anybody mentioned in today's video. That's not the purpose of this video. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty. Love you, mean it. Okay, bye.